What's going on, everyone? It's a Forward Progress Sunday Night Football watch along. The LA Rams, the Detroit Lions. I am Rob Pizzola with you tonight, and it should be a good one as we are presented by Fanduel, part of the Hammer Betting Network. I see a lot of people in the chat already. Chat's been off the hook. Jordan G asking if I'm on Joey Knish time right now. Wanted to finalize some plays. A lot of numbers have moved in this game in the last hour or so. With some news that's come out, Rob Havenstein, the right tackle for the Rams, is out. So they're down left tackle, right tackle. We saw the Cleveland Browns in a similar situation today. That didn't end so well. But not saying it's going to be the exact same for the Rams, but it didn't end well. Some sharp books moving out to 5.5 in this game. Total got bet up at higher limits as well. So a lot of interesting movement over the course of the last hour or so. For anyone who caught the pizza buffet earlier this morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time, I talked through this game a little bit. And I'm rooting for the Lions tonight. Want to make that very clear. Full disclosure, I'm on them. Difference between betting minus 3.5 and betting minus 5.5. Significant. It's gone through 4. Not a true key number, but it matters. And if I hadn't had anything on the game before then, or before now, I wouldn't bet it tonight. That's the honest to God truth. I do really like the matchup for the Lions, though. I think that there are some fat tail outcomes in this game. Judah Fortgang on the Wednesday show this week, the Best Bet show, gave out the Lions alternate spread, minus 9.5 as a best bet. I kind of really like that because I think there's a lot of situations here where the Rams offensive line just doesn't hold up in this game. Similarly, I think that the retirement of Aaron Donald, people understand that Aaron Donald was a great player, but I don't know that we truly understand how great he was as a player. And what I mean by that is I think that the market may be undervaluing the loss of him in that interior of that defensive line. Just made everyone around him so much better. So I think that's a huge blow, especially against this Lions team that has a very, very good offensive line. Got to factor all these things into the equation. Darius Williams put on IR. That's a blow to the Rams secondary. Tre'Davious White's going to start there. Wasn't healthy for the last couple years and bit of a downgrade overall. But appreciate everyone who's here in the chat. I'm going to get into it. And there's only a few props I like for tonight's game. I threw together an SGP this morning. I'm going to throw that out here tonight as well. But let's start with the props that I like, and then a couple that I would say were borderline for me, where I opted not to play them. I would argue that there's a very small edge for some of them, but borderline. So let's start. Jameson Williams. I'm watching the pregame show here. There's a lot of talk about Jameson Williams here. Having a big year, going to be this explosive player. I get it. I really like Jameson Williams, but his receptions, not the receiving yardage, but his actual receptions, in my opinion, is still just a little bit too high. FanDuel is one of the few books out there that actually has a 3.5, which I really like. I would play the 2.5 under plus money as well, but I do like the 3.5 minus 132. I do think they'll take some shots with Jameson Williams down the field, but I don't expect him to be super involved in the passing game. And of course, you have to consider the game state as well. You look at the point spread. In my opinion, I think Detroit's going to score early and often in this game as well. And that's more conducive to running later in the game and certainly not conducive to getting Jameson Williams the ball later in the game. So I think this one is a little bit mispriced. There's been steam on Jameson Williams. I will play back a little bit, and I'm going to play under 3.5 receptions, minus 132. On the other side of the ball, another player that's been steamed up, and I probably agree with it at the numbers that he was steamed up at, but now we've gone too far. Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson's receiving yardage total, 35.5 right now. Pretty consistent across the board in the mid-30s. I think that's a little bit too high. You have a healthy Cooper Kupp. I know you're going to see a lot of 3-wide receiver for the Rams as well, but Kupp and Nakua are going to dominate the targets in this game I think Colby Parkinson gets some targets as well. Matt Stafford, been known to throw to tight ends, maybe even get some out of the backfield, although I'm not so optimistic about that. I think this number is just a little bit inflated here. I like the under. Huge total in the game. Of course, I'm cheering for 2 unders. It is what it is. But that's where I'm at. The borderline plays that just missed. This one's super expensive. Blake Corum is lined at 1.5 receptions. The under is minus 225. I'm not in the mood to ruin a good day by betting this. I think there's a little bit of value. To each their own. If you don't want to bet a big favorite, don't do it. Takes 2 catches to beat you here. I don't know that he gets enough usage in game 1 here in the season. So I didn't play it, but it's right on the cusp. And if you're looking for bets tonight, that's one that was very close. Same deal with Matt Stafford and his passing yards. We're at around 273.5 or so. Yeah, right now 273.5. I think that's a titch too high with the state of the offensive line. I do think eventually might become a sweat in the second half, but early on, my expectation is that the Rams will try to run the ball to alleviate a lot of the pressure off of the missing left tackle, missing right tackle. Subjective feeling on that one, but those are the 2 that I came closest to that I did not play. I do want to take a very small dart on a Jared Goff anytime touchdown. Not known for rushing touchdowns in his career. In his career in Detroit, up until last year, hadn't scored one. Last year, he got 2 in 16 games. 14-1 is the price. Very small. We'll lock that in, Jason, for like 0.1 units, $10 for our tracking purposes. But based off of where he's been trending recently, which is last year, I think that this is slightly mispriced in a game where the total is this high. So I'm going to take a shot with Jared Goff on anytime touchdown market. I didn't play anything in the first time touchdown score. I didn't see anything that stood out to me as super valuable. Again, I like to find value when there are players that are injured, guys coming in and out of the lineup. I guess subjectively, Jared Goff kind of fits the mold as someone I like as an anytime touchdown score. You can throw an even smaller sprinkle on him as first touchdown, but I didn't take that at all. I will respond to some of the questions in here. So this is an interesting one as well. Aiden Hutchinson minus 120 for a sack. It was something I looked at. I don't play a lot of defensive props as well. He's going to see a lot of doubles. I still think that the likelihood he gets a sack is greater than 50%. I'm just not really interested in that price, but I do see it, definitely. The SGP from earlier is built on the premise that the Lions score a lot early and win by margin. Detroit minus 9.5 alternate spread. Jared Goff, 300 plus passing yards, which is very much tied to the alternate spread number. And then Colby Parkinson, 4+ receptions. Matt Stafford does have a tendency to dump off to the tight end when he's trailing late in games to move the ball down the field. That's what I'm building it off. That was the price earlier today. Hopefully still in the same range, but that's what I'm playing. That's what I gave out on the pizza buffet earlier this morning. Got 330 people in here right now. Do me one favor, smash the like button down below. Make sure you're subbed here on Forward Progress as well. Goes a long way in helping us monetize and grow our channel. And we'll continue doing this content for as long as possible, as long as we are continuing to grow the channel. That's about it in terms of the props that I like for today. I could get behind a Colby Parkinson anytime, but here's the reality. I'm going to level with you people here. I bet the Lions tonight. I'll be rooting for the Lions. actively rooting for the Lions to cover the spread. I don't really want to get involved, especially while I'm watching the game, with a lot of props that favor the Rams. Value is value. You should really bet anything, but I don't really want to suck the life out of my night by cheering for a million different things. So that's the honest truth. Before we welcome in our first guest tonight, I do want to remind you, the NFL season is kicked off. Make sure you check out Fanduel, America's #1 sportsbook, our proud sponsor here on Forward Progress. I'm a big fan of Fanduel. I have been ever since they came into the regulated market because they do have such a great profit. And right now, all customers get a profit boost every single NFL game day. For tonight's game, that starts now, there's an SGP profit boost token for Sunday Night Football. Make sure you use that stuff on the long shots. Goes a long way to improving the prices. So make sure you get in on the action. You can bet money line, spreads, player props. There's a million options at FanDuel. They have great live betting. They settle your bets really quickly. You can get your money out. You can get your withdrawals out very quickly, which is important when you're winning on sports betting as well. Visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress. Download FanDuel today. That's FanDuel.com/forwardprogress. You must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC. Opt-in is required. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for those offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. And of course, I take responsible gaming very seriously. Your numbers are up on screen in different states. If you do have a gambling problem, please don't bet the game tonight and make sure you seek some help for it. Obviously can ruin lives. So just be very cognizant of that. All right. Chat is off the hook right now. Lots of people messaging in here. I love when the regular crew is around. Hopefully we have a great game tonight. Fourth quarter, we're going to be joined by Kirk Evans. Kirk Evans, a fellow Torontonian, great bettor, primarily a basketball bettor, but starting to bet the NFL this season. I'll have him on in the fourth quarter. Third quarter, in his natural spot, flying high off of a Los Angeles Chargers victory today, will be Jeff Feinberg. But if you watched Sunday Night Football last year, you were probably accustomed to seeing a certain face with me. That is the face of Clive Bixby, who now joins me here on Forward Progress. Clive, my man, how are things?
What's up? What an opening day. Terrible rookie quarterbacks. Not a lot to look forward to, but this game should be pretty good.
How long have you been rocking the stash for?
Probably about a month and a half. Since midsummer, right before Bet Bash, which I didn't get to go to this year.
We might have to get a fan vote on the stash. We might have to see. For me, it was a little jarring because I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
So,
I went with the shock value, the new background. You know, you got to switch it up. This is season 3 of Forward Progress Sunday night.
It is. Looks like you got a bottle of white wine up there as well. Is that in case things get real bad?
Yeah, I drank everything else today, so it should be like a good game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a Panthers fan?
No, I had ties to the Panthers. I'm actually a Bears fan.
Oh.
Now I have ties to the Panthers again, as do you, in some light way. But, yeah, Bears fan since I was a kid. So I was not impressed with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I was not impressed with a lot of offenses today.
Agreed.
I thought there was like just really, really sloppy football all around, including from some teams that might look like they won by margin, and I just didn't really think even the Cowboys. I'll say it myself as a Cowboys fan. I'm riding high because Dallas is 1-0. They won in a blowout, but it never really seemed impressive to me at any point. It was more like the Browns were just, crapping all over themselves for the majority of that game.
Yeah, and I mean, vice versa. I think Seattle and Denver minus, a couple safeties. I mean, that game's score was closer probably than the game actually itself was too. So a lot of misleading results, I would say.
For those who watched last year, they were very used to me and you breaking down the openers for the upcoming week. We're going to do that tonight as well. Maybe not in the exact same style as last year where we went game by game and talked about them all. But when FanDuel does start opening for next week, we'll talk about those specific games if there's anything that catches our eye. But it was an incredible challenge last year to do that show with Sunday Night Football going on and keep the attention. So that's why we've opted to go Sunday Night Football watch along this week for everyone in the chat. But I think it's a little bit easier this way.
Yeah, we do it this way, and we can get more people involved in the chat too, and get some commentary going back and forth, answer a few more questions. It'll be good.
Yep. Hope so as well. I already saw this stuff today, by the way. Like this is obviously a joke from Steven, but I already saw the could Georgia beat the Carolina Panthers today. This stuff comes up every year, and the answer is very clearly no. Like it's not gonna happen. Like the NFL team is gonna be 35-point favorites. So yeah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But while we wait for Sunday Night Football to start, we do have lines up already for next week, which is nice. So Thursday Night Football is Bills Dolphins. That's coming up. I was looking at the box score for the Bills game because I didn't watch a lot of it. I didn't bet it. It seemed like the Bills like really started to get into a groove after Arizona went up early, whereas the Dolphins, I don't think they ever found a groove at any point. And I might be interested in the Bills as an underdog on Thursday.
Yeah, I could see that. This total also seems high to me too. And I mean, I only got to see a decent chunk of the first half. Had the Cardinals in, my contest picks. Just hung on by a hook, but I'll take it. The Bills looked like they were doing a lot of what they did last year, minus having Diggs and Gabe Davis. So it didn't seem like a lot of heavy downfield stuff. It was a lot of running the ball control, trying not to, give the ball away. I don't know if that's going to continue throughout the entire season, but this total seems high off the cuff for me.
Yeah, I think there's a down arrow coming in right now as I don't know if people are betting this stuff in real time. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened for us on the show, but Teron Johnson got injured for the Bills today. So that's an issue in the secondary, but he plays slot corner for them. And I mean, if you're going to miss a corner against Miami, it's going to be the guy covering Braxton Berrios, not the guy that's covering Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think on that a little bit more, but I was super unimpressed with the Dolphins today. I bet the Jags, like, of course, had to sweat just like pretty much everything today, but it really, again, just maybe the theme of the day where I want to say that the Jags gave away the game more so than the Dolphins won it. Like the Travis Etienne fumble right through the end zone.
Swing, like immediately.
It's huge swing. Massive. So that kind of
Seems
stuff.
like the Jags have a penchant for doing that too. Like that just seems like such a Jags thing to do.
Absolutely. We'll get more into next week's games as well as we continue through here. I do want to watch this first drive for the Rams. Obviously, we live bet these games as well. And I think there may be some opportunities in the early going here, depending on how things go. After this first play kicks off, I'll do a time sync. I just saw the snap right now. And immediately Stafford had to dump underneath.
I think we're right about on time. All right, that's good.
This is nice. NBC showing the game. It's not Peacock, so maybe we both got the same NBC feed, which would be great.
Yeah, a little simple dump.
Yep, 4-man rush for the Lions, got pressure pretty quickly on the interior there, which is okay. Play clock is at 15, 14, 13, and the snap goes off.
So I think I'm a little ahead of you by about 3 or 4 seconds.
Oh, even better. I'm behind for once. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I got the play clock at 30, 29.
Yeah.
And then beautiful Stafford graphic.
Oh yeah. I am a huge Matt Stafford fan. Huge. I hate betting against Stafford.
Why? Well, where did that come from?
I always, because of the lack of success he had in Detroit and people were just shitting on him for years, he became that quarterback for me that I was willing to stand behind before he had any success. He was that guy. And I've always just really, really liked him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very good defensive stand for the Lions in the early going. And it's very clear they're trying to get the ball out of Stafford's hands quickly here.
I agree with two key things that you said. Obviously, Aaron Donald's a huge one, and not that it's an impact here, but that'll come up, and I'll be interested to see what Detroit does. But I also think Detroit can win this game by some serious margin. I was going to save the Lions team total over before the stream, but the total got bet up within the last hour, I think, before kickoff. So that the number at 30 or 30 and a half, I'm sorry, I don't remember which one it was, but that's not something I'd play anymore.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean live betting might not be in play.
True. That was a big kick.
Please hold on to the football.
Oh, man, it always feels like, I don't know if it's true or not, because as humans we're conditioned to remember the bad more than the good. But I feel like I was on the wrong end of so many stupid plays today, starting with that Tennessee game with the punt block. 2 safeties for the Seahawks in the same game. Like, that was my survivor pick. I pushed the spread on Seattle -6. Just annoying stuff like that. And now, like, I'm just naturally conditioned when I see someone in the open field like that, just please don't fumble. That's all that's going through my head.
Well, I think we saw the stupidest pick 6 we'll see all year in that Titans-Bears game too.
Like, so painful. So painful. Steven asks, are there concerns about teams catching up to the Dolphins' concepts? I thought that, and again, I only watched Red Zone today, so didn't watch any games in full. I thought the Dolphins' offensive line was awful today. And I don't know if Jacksonville's D-line is going to take a step up this year, but it does seem like they are trying to figure that out, like navigate through. I mean, they've always tried to get the ball into Tua's hands quickly. It's kind of been the case for them for a couple years now.
For sure. I guess the way that I was looking at it was giving Jacksonville a little bit more credit than kind of penalizing the Dolphins. But I think there's an element of what you're talking about too. I mean, their play designs, that's just what they try and do with Tua. I mean, the unless you have him throwing wide open routes, which he still misses sometimes,
right?
You know, get the ball in the speedster's hands and let them make a play. All right, let's see if we get a not.
Looks like the Rams are going to send pressure. No, they dropped out of it. Oh, they got him. All right, 2 punts in 3 minutes.
I would not have picked 2 3 and outs.
No, I'm not with that total. But you know what? Like that. This is the thing when you bet these unders. I know a couple guys who bet the under at post tonight. They're like, yeah, it's just gone. It's too high. And I get it, but this is now just 2 3 and outs that took 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
Like what's the live total in this game after this punt? We'll bring it up on screen. It's barely going to have moved.
No. Yeah, probably not. 53 and a half.
Punt through the end zone too. Don't even get the great field position. Yeah, 52 and a half juiced under still.
Thoughts on the early line of the Texans 5.5 against the Bears in week 2?
See that line moving past 7 this week? Okay, so the Texans do get a lot of love in market. There, I think, are a few bettors that really like the Texans. The same problem applies to me with the Texans, and it's that their head coach, he sometimes gets a little too conservative. I think we saw that today with some in-game decisions that D'Amico Ryans made. I remember clearly typing in a group chat. I don't remember at what point, just D'Amico Ryans, LOL. He does these things. And the Bears looked awful today. But I don't know, what would this line have been today for a week 1 game? Maybe -4?
4.5, something like that.
We're in very different situations here. Bears having to win by margin, which they somehow did, versus having to keep a game close. I don't know.
Yeah, Connor, I mean, I see Connor's point in the chat that if they were -3 at Indy, they'd have to be close to -7 at home. Before today, I don't know that I would have said that. Now, I think 6 or 6.5 is probably the right number. The total seemed high at 47 too. But maybe I'm just penalizing the Bears too much for like a completely awful showing. Like,
yeah, I get listen, I'm in the camp of a lot of people here. Maybe some of you haven't, but we did a lot of off-season content, talked about these teams a lot. I was firmly in the Bears are overrated camp, and everyone who thinks the Texans are just going to be like fizzle out because they're the hot team in the offseason. I don't agree with that. I don't. But we're approaching a number now where I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when I put the Bears' performance today into the model, because they sucked, man. They had 148 net yards, 2.8 yards per play. Just an absolute disaster of a performance offensively. But I would like to think in my head that they probably played like a 0th percentile game. It was so bad offensively. I cannot imagine that this is the offense going forward. Like this is Bryce Young level all of last year, basically.
Yeah, and it's not like the Titans have some world-beating defense either. Caleb looked like he was missing a few open guys. Like it wasn't just, he's getting pressured too much and he's just making bad decisions. He's just missing. I mean, and then you'd have the occasional fantastic looking play where you see like the Mahomes comparisons and where they come in, but the good consistency, and we have a first down finally.
That's 2.
You just didn't see any of the good consistent plays from him at all.
Sorry, that's 3 for Kupp already. Healthy Cooper Kupp does change the offense quite a bit. Does change it quite a bit. That first down play there was very close to being Keenan Allen did drop that touchdown pass. I was right. I forget about those little plays. I got to log those a little bit more. But I can. I know Jason is a big USC fan, so I'm sure.
I am, and I was watching this game pretty closely. One thing I brought this up. I don't know if you guys saw the passing chart. I was just shocked at the play calling from Shane Waldron. Not shocked because like this was like my biggest worry about the Bears coming into the season was Shane Waldron. He was honestly calling plays like a bitch. Like not to I don't know what other way to call it. You have Caleb Williams who's really good at attacking downfield and being aggressive, and he's running these out routes, these short stop routes, and it's just like, what are we doing here? You have DJ Moore, you have Romo Dunze. I guess Keenan Allen not so much, but you have guys who can attack downfield and be like a threat deep, and they're just not calling that, and it was just very frustrating to watch.
I think we saw that with a lot of the rookies today. I mean, Bo Nix was awful. We could talk about that afterwards, but like as soon as he threw the first interception, it was like Sean Payton was like, no, we're not playing this game and I don't know what his final turnover worthy plays were, but it was at least 3 or 4. Like he was bad. Jaden Daniels, very hit and miss. That defense is so bad that he's just going to have to make up for it. But it seems to me like this is very consistently a case in the NFL where you get a rookie and the coaches try to put them in like the most favorable situations, and they're not very favorable at all.
No, because you're never letting them make a play and you're putting them in this tight little box. And I think we saw a lot of trimmed playbooks for rookie quarterbacks, as well as just terrible conservative coaches from a lot of the guys that you expect. I mean, Quinn not going for 2 when they were down was another
23-14, I think. He kicked the extra point, or 23-13.
Yeah, so he went to make it 23-14. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like,
I know.
Antonio Pierce somehow was even way worse. Probably the worst fourth decision coaching I've seen in the last 3 seasons since we've been doing this show.
Rams. So this is a good game. McVay's always been good with the game planning, and they are very quickly getting the ball out of Stafford's hands here, which helps when you have guys like Kupp and Nakua who can win one-on-one. But they're really emphasizing these short passes. Like Cooper Kupp has 5 receptions for 26 yards already in this game. I think his total was 5.5 before the game as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Like listen, I mean, we at Super Nintendo Chalmers here, Zach Taylor punting late, idiotic. Antonio Pierce, absolute moron. Like, you could look around the league every week. Mike McCarthy, game management on that 66-yard field. Like, I don't know what these guys are doing sometimes. Honestly, it's embarrassing. I say it all the time. There's 32 NFL head coaching jobs in the league, and these are the guys that end up with them. It's just common sense. Us fans at home can watch this stuff and be like, very obviously, you need to go for 2 here. You need to not punt in this situation, but these guys can't figure it out, and I'll never understand it.
Yeah, I mean, specifically these teams, if they haven't already, and I know some of them haven't, I've heard it's happening more in college too, where they're basically hiring analytics guys for specific situations and basically creating their own play charts just for, if it's 2nd down and 8, like where we are on the field, where do we need to get to make it a 4-down type situation.
It's 2 catches now for Parkinson.
Did you what did you play on him? Anything?
Yeah, just have him in a few things on overs, but nothing crazy there. Saw a lot of commentary around, will Malik Willis start for the Packers next week? I'll talk about that game here shortly, because even if they were to sign Tannehill, I don't know that they could get that. I mean, I guess they could get that turned around in a week, but
I don't think they could get him ready to play. And I mean, maybe they could, but
yeah, Steichen is like, so Colts are -3, -120. I would have ventured to guess if this was Jordan Love, Packers would probably be in the range of -4.5 at home. So pretty significant adjustment here, because you go through 3 on the Packers side. This could get out to 3.5 the other way. Malik Willis is terrible. Like, I don't know. You have a full week to prep for him. I don't see how that can end well for Green Bay. I like to play backup quarterbacks in their first start, but I just
Malik Willis is not one of those guys.
No, he's not one of those guys. He's not one of those guys as the Lions get home for a sack here.
It was -3.5, -15 on Fanduel before the injury.
Yeah. So -3.5, -15. So, okay. So we've crossed through 3.
Yep.
It's a big adjustment, but
it might not be enough.
The Colts.
For Malik Willis.
Yeah. The Colts didn't have the ball today. I was looking at their. I was thinking to myself just now, I don't remember seeing much of the Colts offense today. I just looked at their time of possession. They had it for 20 minutes. That has to be by far the lowest number today. Houston had the ball for 40 minutes. Now, they did generate some explosives, but they didn't methodically march down the field. It's very boom or bust. And that's the issue you might run into with the Colts, is if they don't generate those explosives, can they consistently, methodically march down a field? I'm not sure. My first gut inclination is that this total is going to come down if Willis starts. But if you play it this early, you do run the risk of Tannehill walking in off the street. And I'd love to have Tannehill as a dog. 3-point dog at home.
100%. I agree with you on the total, where I do think it's going to go down a little bit. It looks like it's gone down a little at some shops already.
Yeah.
I'll say that I saw highlights of Richardson today, which some of them were great. I saw highlights. I didn't get to see the whole game, so I didn't get to see the entire package of what he did. So that'll be a game that I watch on replay tomorrow just to kind of get an idea. I think Malik Willis can put them in enough bad spots, meaning great field position, turnovers, dumb shit where, they might not have to drive the length of the field all that often.
Yeah. I don't foresee myself getting involved in that game right now, unless when I run, listen, I don't run my numbers till Tuesday morning. Anyone who watched Circles Off this past week would know that, but that's going to be a challenging one, I would say, as the Rams kick the field goal to go up here 3-0. Pretty decent drive that stalled out there though for them.
Yeah. The other thing is, based on what the field looked like in Brazil, I don't know enough about Green Bay's defense or Philly's defense for that matter to kind of judge all that much either. I feel like I kind of have to wash that game from my brain. And I feel like I'm really going to get the first good look at Philly and Green Bay this week.
I'm interested to take a look at the live money line in this game now. For anyone who maybe missed the boat on Detroit in this one, still minus 215 and still minus. Like I'm still above water on my Lions bet right now, even though they're down 3-0. 450 left in the first quarter, which is a little surprising. Not the greatest.
No,
Not the greatest number.
I don't like playing with that at all there.
No. I mean, if I was indifferent, if I was completely impartial right now and had nothing going, I actually might consider taking the Rams on the money line there with the way that it's priced. I'm not going to. All right, let's keep taking a look at next week. Lots of people were talking about Cowboys and Saints. I saw that come up. And by the way, Johnny, I do see your request for another countdown. I'll do another countdown when we're up on screen here. But okay, so Cowboys 6.5. Saints, honestly, we learned nothing about them today. Nothing. The Panthers were just so bad. I'm an idiot. I have to admit that to myself. I actually had a very good day today. For those who watched Pizza Buffet this morning, you could probably glean which sides I was on. I gave out a lot of props that one as well. But I bet the Panthers like a complete moron. Talked myself into like this Bryce Young rejuvenation. After every week with you last year, Clive, I talked about how bad this guy is. Mm-hmm. And I convinced myself that, okay, this is the year. He's a first overall pick. I would like to wipe that game from my memory.
I had somebody talk me out of Carolina for the contest, and they didn't have to talk me out of it too hard, but I thought with Canales and, Bryce Young hopefully taking a step forward, I've learned hope is not an effective strategy. Eager blinded you. Yeah,
I honestly, I think my friendship with Eric did blind me a little bit. I'm not even exaggerating. But forget about the Panthers for now. We'll get to that in another. The Saints, to me, I think that they still have the same issues, even though they weren't apparent today. And the big one is I don't trust their O-line. And we saw today what Dallas did to another bad O-line. They generated 6 sacks. Lots of
Derek
pressure.
Carr can look like ass really quickly in that scenario. So if anybody's looking at that, what was it, 6.5?
6.5, yeah.
And thinking there's value on the Saints because of how they played today, I would throw that game right out of your mind and, start fresh.
They played really well. I'm not denying that. But I still believe they're going to have a bottom 5 O-line in football this year. And this is a bad matchup for them. Dallas, on the other hand, against Cleveland today, I mean, the offense didn't look great, but it's a road game at Cleveland. They had a few drives here and there. I think that number will go up. I honestly do. I think it's more likely to go to a touchdown than it come down. Personally,
Yeah,
I know
agree
where
with
it's shaded right now, and maybe the look aheads were not like lower than this, but I still think that number is more likely to go up. Personally,
Let me see if I have a look ahead quickly. It was -6, so nothing really moved all that much.
Do you think there was anything that could be learned from the Saints, from their play calling with Kubiak, the new offensive coordinator? He wasn't good in Minnesota, but like, I mean, to be able to put up this many points, I know the Panthers D isn't good, but like, I know, and I know you aren't able to watch every single second of every game just yet. But do you think you can extrapolate anything from Kubiak from this?
So they hit an early bomb to Rashid Shaheed, which, I'm not surprised, but we don't see Carr take a ton of downfield shots usually. But then we
was supposed to get safety help there too, and I think it was a little bit more of a broken coverage than a
right. But the big thing for me was that we still don't learn anything because like they got out to like 20-0 in like the first Bryce Young pass was a pick. Before we knew it, the Saints got themselves into a game state where
they could do what they wanted.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
And I'm not like, listen, I'm not saying that the Panthers gave up on Canales or anything like that, but there was clearly some, they knew it was done very quickly in that game. Let's just put it that way. I think that's the way that I'd like to put it.
I will painfully go back and watch that game because I didn't see much of that other than red zone and some of the early plays. And then I was done with the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I did play the Mingo over. Thank you, Steven. I did really well with like those third receivers today. Ray McLeod was another one. Missing a few, but yeah.
Detroit moves the chains again, I think, via penalty.
Yeah, there was definitely a
Chase Young.
Illegal hands to the face, I think, on the edge rusher here.
I can't see.
Yeah, I couldn't see either. I'll do a quick clock here. Looked like Byron Young, I think.
I can't see.
As soon as this play clock starts moving, I'll count it down again really quickly. If they ever decide to start moving again. As it wasn't a banner day for the referees again today. Anyone who watched Pittsburgh Atlanta knows what I'm talking about. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, and we got the play. Few slips already from Montgomery, I've noticed.
Yeah, last two plays. And it looks like the Cowboys are taking some money at -6.5 already, so it's going not quite to 7, but juiced.
Yeah,
6.5. And not surprising. And I think the Colts had moved a little bit too, towards a heavier juice -3.
I think there might be a battle on the Cowboys Saints game this week, personally.
What, back and forth, you mean?
Yeah, similar to what we saw with Saints Panthers. Someone in market likes the Saints. I know Toons released Saints this week as well. I'm guessing just by his tweets that Barry Horse played it. I think we might get some back and forth there. I believe that both of these teams have people in market that really like them and really hate them. Both the Cowboys and the Saints.
I mean, I could not bring myself to play Cleveland today at all. But at the same time, I couldn't bring myself to play the Cowboys. If gun to my head, it would have been a Cowboys play for me today.
Yeah.
I don't know that we learned a lot about the Cowboys today, though, either.
No. Watson is that's a tough watch. I played a couple of long reception unders for the Browns. I ended up losing one late. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was David Njoku on the play that he got injured. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, as well. All right. Chosen says Bengals do this every year, but man, that was ugly. I haven't seen the Bengals Chiefs line next week. I know that's the game. I know the Chiefs have extra rest. I got to imagine based off. There we go. Okay. This is where I was going to go with it. You would look how far we've come in a week, right? KC closed what, -3 against home to the Ravens. And now they're laying 6.5 to the Bengals, who going into the year, a lot of people had on par with the Ravens, or at least close. So there's been a pretty large adjustment here. I really like the Chiefs for obvious reasons. Like I think everyone really likes the Chiefs. The Bengals sucked today, but I don't know how I'm going to run this game and get an edge on Kansas City at this number.
No, I don't think you can. And I think you'll probably be about at that number at the total. But if I'm guessing anything, I'm thinking you want to play the under even at 47.5. Like, or at least you'd lean that way.
Yeah. We have a lot of recent matchups between these teams, obviously through the playoffs as well. That'll give us a bit of an indicator. People are aware that Joe Burrow is kind of the kryptonite for KC. I don't know what you put into this. Like going into today's game, obviously T. Higgins out matters. Jamar Chase didn't get a lot of reps. Didn't get reps, period, with the team this week. Previous years, the Bengals have seemed to always come out slow out of the gate because Burrow's been nursing some injury in the early going. There's no excuse for that this year. Burrow was healthy in training camp. Yet again, they started slow. And I don't know if this is like the team. This is all subjective, narrative. Maybe I'll even say lazy analysis. But I don't know if this is the team that I can get behind until I actually see them play a game where they look like a quality team, because this consistently happens year over year.
There are people out there, and I'm sure you probably have a good subset of people that think this way too, that think Burrow was just garbage and he's just carried by, his weapons that he's had and, decent play calling or good play calling, good game planning. There were a couple of negative variance plays that at least I saw for the Bengals today. That said, this shouldn't even have been a game with the Patriots, so I get that. If you reline that game, I don't know what people would reline it at. Would it be -5.5, or like what would you open that game at again today with the lineup?
I don't know. Like New England kind of surprised me in the sense that their defense was the New England offense was okay. I mean, it's 4.5 yards per play. 44% success rate. What was really surprising to me was actually how little success the Patriots had running the ball, and Jacoby had a really high success rate, especially on early downs, like 62% success rate on early downs for Jacoby Brissett. You're set at that point. Like you're going to be fine. But on the other side of the ball, the Patriots don't have a lot. And I always thought that it was a team that was greater than the sum of their parts because of Belichick. But they had a pretty good game plan today and played pretty strong. The challenge we face, Clive, is that we have a sample size of 1. And this happens every year where like a team looks good in the first week of the season and then they just fall off a cliff as the Lions go for it on 4th and 2 and just pound it up the middle with Montgomery. Dan Campbell, man, I don't know how 3/4 of the teams in the league or fans wouldn't want Dan Campbell as their head coach.
Oh, 100%. Like I would instantly.
Like Zach Taylor punting on 4th and 5 today. I get it. It's on like inside your own 20, but just an absolute embarrassment. Oh, this is a great design play as well.
Yeah.
Laporta. So we're going to have 1st and goal at the 10. First touchdown, Jared Goff. What do you think?
Very close. We're 14-1. We're in the midst of it here. I also used my little token on it too, which is always fun.
Did you actually do that?
I got 21-1. Yeah, it's 21-1 on him now.
Anytime.
So.
There you go, man.
Small amount, only $25, but hey, better than whatever, nothing. I just wanted to chime in about the Patriots because we saw. Listen, Rob, you're a hockey guy. I know some people in the chat probably don't watch a lot of hockey, but we see a similar thing with the Boston Bruins where players who just aren't good on other teams come there, and because of culture, the culture that they have, they're able to be good and elevate. And it feels like maybe the Patriots might have that culture instilled where,
unless you're Mac Jones,
yeah, but not with Mac Jones. I more so mean the defense. Like maybe Belichick instilled the culture, and it's not just Belichick being an above average play caller and DC or just whatever coordinator play caller on defense. It's just the I don't know, meat and potatoes of it all with the tackling and just knowing your role kind of thing. If that makes sense.
I tend to buy into what Max is saying here, which is no, the Bengals.
Yeah, fair. I'm definitely over.
I mean, give me a few games with the Patriots and then we'll see. But I just think that the Bengals were awful today. That's really what I think it came down to.
I think I'm just trying to copium my way out of all those survivor entries that I lost today. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
I had zero exposure to the Bengals today. Zero, which was beautiful. That's very nice. By the way, Clive, just so you're aware, 121 votes, 60% do like the mustache, 40% shave it now. So
shave it now. Do I go? Well, I guess the old scruff should have been on the table too, of going all the way back to full scruff.
Come on, Goff.
Slightly
a little high.
So we just talked about the Patriots, and this isn't a game that I particularly want to touch. But Seattle on the road at New England now.
Was it like a field goal? A little bit more than a field goal? 4.5?
Minus 3.5, minus 1.
I guess every number except for the one that it is. Seattle also was terrible offensively today. New coaching staff there. I love the defense. I think Mike McDonald is going to have that defense playing really well all year, especially with the players they have in the secondary. Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, Julian Love made some great plays today. And remember, they didn't have Uchenna Nwosu in the lineup today either. Great edge player for them. So my first gut reaction to that is like under.
Yep, I would agree. I don't expect to see a lot of points in that game either. Like at 40 or 40 and a half, like it maybe should be 38 and a half or 39, like the number.
Abraham Lucas was out at right tackle today for Seattle. The replacement right tackle, George Fant, got injured. So they were down to third string right tackle for a lot of the game. But their offense just wasn't very good. I mean, 5.1 yards per play against a Denver defense that is, in my opinion, amongst the worst in the league. Negative in EPA per play for the Seahawks today. Geno looked very shaky in the early going. I have concerns about that offense. I know that they finished the last season strong offensively, but I did not see much to like today. And I thought Ryan Grubb, their OC, please do not remind me about the I made a joke that they were going to get safety the second time in a group of friends when they were on the 10-yard line. And then they took us. Anyways, I can't relive that again.
I had Seattle exposure in Survivor and Cincy. So Cincy lost, but half entries.
Yeah. I'm curious why you say this, Marcus. Throw the first half out for Seattle. I'm interested to know why. Because I thought they had so many I thought Bo Nix was terrible today. I mentioned that off the top, but I was not impressed whatsoever. Now the left tackle, Garrett Bowles, got hurt for them. That was a problem. But with the exception of a few scrambles, I thought Nix wasn't very good. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Seattle yet. Again, here I'm having a real problem because a lot of these teams didn't really match my expectation in week one.
Yeah, I don't move Seattle all that much based off of today, good or bad, but I think I move them heavily next week if I see bad again, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chosen says Peyton was awful. Run,
True.
save it. I mean, the reality is once he saw the first pick from Knicks, which was terrible, this is Russell Wilson all over again with potentially a little bit more upside. But he knew, he just like, we're not stretching the field. And I think if you were to just isolate the Broncos offensive possessions today and watch those, you would maybe vomit. Yes.
Yeah.
But you would tell yourself, without knowing Seattle's offensive possessions, you would say the other team is going to win this game by at least a couple touchdowns, and they didn't.
Yeah. Man, these numbers are already moving across the board.
Oh yeah. This is new NFL betting. Listen, yeah. I say this to people all the time, but your best chance is to bet early, honestly.
100%. I mean, even today, the number, although this is trending like an under game.
Yep.
I mean, even this moved heavily late. Yeah, there's just a lot of bad quarterback play out there today. Is there an offense you'd upgrade? So that's what I'm trying to think through. Like, is there an offense that I feel better about before the day started?
Is there an offense that I would upgrade? Minnesota's for sure.
What about the Bucks? Did you feel like they?
Those are the two I'm literally looking at.
Here's the problem, right? Both the Giants cornerback room and the Commanders cornerback room, they're a joke. So but they did play well against those teams. For me, it was the Vikings for sure. Not only the offense, the team, and maybe the Giants are just that bad, but Flores completely confused Daniel Jones in that game. Daniel Jones had no hope.
He looked like it was his first game again. That's the game I had on all day. Like, I'm in New York, right? So, I mean, that was one of the games that I had for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darnold looked pretty good, but to your point, the Giants, defensive backfield is not impressive. Arizona, Minnesota, and Tampa Bay are the only ones I think that I move up a little bit.
So Arizona, for me, they really fizzled down the stretch in the game again. I thought they were very good when they were in kind of scripted mode. And I don't have data to back this up. Again, I'm just reliving the day today. But yeah. I thought they called very good plays in the early going. And then that offense just fizzled as the day went on. They had whatever they want. Marvin Harrison. I saw this today. It was so good.
I haven't seen this. Is good.
Yeah, just running, yeah.
Hey, here I am.
That's that. He did nothing. He was not existent in the game plan, but they had so much up the middle in the early going of the game and then fizzled. I would say the Bucks were probably the most impressive relative to what I thought they would be.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Marvin Harrison clip was I believe they were down a score that game, so that could have tied it up. Kyler just missed them wide open. But you're right. I feel like it did fizzle down the stretch.
Yeah. I mean, Kyler played a fine game. They covered. They performed slightly above market expectation at Buffalo. But
my contest picks today were Tampa, Minnesota, Atlanta, Detroit, and what was the other one? What am I missing?
Tampa, Arizona, Atlanta. We were opposites there.
Yeah, well, it was a good number at the time for Atlanta. What am I missing? Houston.
Yeah, I went KC, so I locked my plays in on Thursday. KC, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Carolina, and I have Detroit here as so 3-1 with that one pending. But how is Dallas the underdog? Cleveland is awful. This is why we can bet money on the games.
Yeah.
It's an efficient market. If you have a take on the game that you think is wrong, you can go ahead and bet it. Did you catch any of the Tom Brady commentary?
Some of it. It was not energetic. It was just bland and eh.
It was actually way worse than I expected. It felt like I was going back to the early 90s watching a football game where I was getting nothing. It was really, really bland.
I mean, I certainly didn't enjoy it. I didn't have high expectations, though, to be honest. Like, I don't look at Tom Brady as like personality, or
right.
I think everybody's probably expecting him to be early Tony Romo, or was hoping for like early Tony Romo, and it just wasn't. And Greg Olsen, somebody's just putting this in chat. Greg Olsen's my favorite.
Oh yeah, Olsen got boned with this. They have to, Tom Brady's getting paid so much money, they have to utilize him. But Olsen is so much better. I long for the days of Aqib Talib coming in there, where it seemed like he prepped for about 4 minutes in the week, but he just said whatever came into his head. That's honestly what I would rather see. I would rather see that.
Yeah, I'd rather see Steve Smith in game. Like, let him just go wild and say whatever he wants. Like, just give me a little bit of personality too.
Because like, how many people are watching for unless you're a really good analyst, like I think Greg Olsen is, if you're not at that level, no one's watching for the commentary. Some guy on Twitter comes at me. He's like, oh yeah, there's a mute button or whatever. It's like, I want the game sound. If you could give me an option where I could get the game sound, but no commentary, I'd probably take that for 75% of the games. I think
I would take that for baseball all the time. And I know, this is football and I do mostly basketball betting too, but baseball I watch because I love baseball.
Right.
God, some of these baseball announcers are so bad.
The Lions have to figure out a way to get pressure because they're not getting pressure. And that's concerning when you consider the Rams are down their starting tackles.
I mean, is Stafford going to have 45 completions this game?
I mean,
what's he at now? I mean,
he's at 11. He's 11 of 15 for 79 yards. But they're kind of just methodically like picking apart. Yeah. Probably pretty high success rate right now. I mean, really good game plan, first half game plan here. And they're keeping the Lions offense off the field. Like what this is how many possessions have the Lions had the punt first and then the field goal? It's just the 2 possessions.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the second time that an out route has been dangerous like that.
Yeah. What are the games we got for next week that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, we'll get through them. One more cup reception, please. Our W fan would be an epic bad beat if you did not get that for the rest of the game. Basically dodging an injury at this point. Dodging an injury.
So this is the thing that I didn't expect with this game. I expected chains to move, but I also expected touchdowns.
Yeah. Oh, all that late oversteam is underwater right now.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 here. So where the Lions crowd has to get into it, get the team up for it.
Where's Joey K?
Where's Joey K? I mean, he can't afford Lions tickets. You kidding me? You've seen his college football picks?
Yeah, saw his pool too. So,
Well, he does have a pool. Although nowadays, I don't know. Like, what does real estate in Detroit cost? I wonder about that. Because I live in a 2,000 square foot semi-detached home, but it's worth a lot of money because of where I live. I always want. I mean, I gotta get a better spot. Toronto real estate is absurd right now.
I'll say this, and I know we're not on plus EV, minus EV. I think having a pool, especially if you don't have kids, is minus EV. It's so much work.
Okay, here's purchasing a house that already has a pool, plus EV.
That I did.
Purchasing land, and then putting in your own pool, I don't care if, I mean, listen, if you have the wealth, just do whatever you want, but you're putting in money that you're never going to recoup in the real estate market.
No, you do it because you're going to live there forever. You have kids and they're going to enjoy the pool, and even still.
I don't have a pool, but if I did have a pool, I would be by the pool pretty much every day in the summer. That's
plus
just
EV, hot tub.
Oh, sauna, big time. They're going for it. Come on, stop him. Stop him.
Stop. There was your cup reception. It's over. He's not getting the ball again.
There we go. Off the field.
Let's go.
What is the live total in this game? Like, it's absurdly low.
44.5?
41.5.
That's a 1. That's a 1. I can't read. I gotta make this.
What is the buy point at this point? We're getting there, no? Yeah.
Well, both teams are moving the ball and having, success. It's just the pace of some of these possessions aren't moving quickly at all.
Yeah. There was neither of these QBs played in preseason. I know there's the preseason angle that is talked about a lot as well. And I mean, listen, it came to fruition again today. I think a lot of the QBs who sat out preseason didn't have good games today, but yeah. People debating. So Puka hurt. Did you see that?
No.
He walked off. Didn't see him go to the injury tent, but he walked off and he was holding something. Don't know what he was holding. I think he's going to be fine. I think they were just probably wanting to keep up tempo, and they have Tutu Atwell, so it doesn't really it's not like that bad of a drop off if he needs to take a sit for a couple plays.
I'm pretty certain that at Bet Bash this year, Dr. Chow, in his seminar with Fezzik about NFL injuries, I believe he said that Nakua is nursing an injury that will affect him all year long. I'm pretty certain he said that.
Maybe that's what it is. He was hurt definitely in the preseason. Yeah, I remember he got hurt. He got hurt just as OTAs were finishing or something like that. Hurt all throughout the preseason in August. I have a question for you guys from Jameel. Actually, we did this a bit last year, I think, with the Panthers. What number are we waiting to bet the Panthers for? What number do we need to actually lay real life money on the Panthers?
So they're hosting the Chargers, right? First of all, again, Chargers to me, I'll talk about this with Feinberg in the third quarter. Not an impressive victory, I would say. It was more so like the Raiders crapped themselves in that game. I don't think that there's a massive discrepancy between I know what I'm saying right now, but I don't think it's massive discrepancy between these teams. I know though that I'm going to really struggle to pull the trigger, but I would imagine the line can't be that high. It's 4.5. Okay.
So what would you need for the Panthers? And then while you think about the Panthers, I will say that the Chargers, the Raiders shit themselves, but the Chargers didn't. I feel like that's a massive improvement on that alone.
The Chargers had 11 first downs today. 11. You know who else had 11 first downs today? The Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. Those are the two other teams that had 11 first downs today. That was Jameson Williams, huh? I might be underwater on the JMO. It's okay. I'll take whatever I can to get a Lions cover. 3 teams with 11 first downs. Panthers, Bears. We talked about how terrible those offenses were. The Chargers. Now, the Chargers ran the ball well today. That was their saving grace. But are they going to be a team that's going to go out on the road and win by margin? Oh.
Big shot. Nope.
Yeah, nowhere near. That's sort of what I expected with J-Mo there.
I mean, the two-headed monster of Dobbins and Gus Edwards, I know Dobbins played well, and I like Dobbins. I've always liked Dobbins, but he's constantly getting hurt. And I don't know that that's what you can expect out of him, week in and week out. I probably want 7.5 before I'd consider the Panthers.
I don't know what the number is for sure, but I would probably bet the Panthers at 6. I mean, Chargers
really?
plus 3 turnover differential. It was still a game in the fourth quarter. If Antonio Pierce isn't a complete moron with that punt, they could still win. I don't think I get that Chargers fans, especially Jeff, will be excited because usually they're used to these games going against them.
That's
but
fair.
I mean, our W fan says Chargers are a dead nut under. I played the under in that game today, and I couldn't agree more. They want to run the ball. Run.
To do.
That's what he wants. That's going to be their MO for the entire season. It's not just Harbaugh, it's Greg Roman as well. So you mitigate some of what your value is with Herbert as well when you're running the ball that much. But, I think Jamison Williams is hurt now.
Under receptions back on the menu.
Yeah, I don't want to celebrate this.
I'm not celebrating. I'm just
because if somebody shows this clip to G-Stack when he's back with us, he's going to call me a scumbag. I don't like to see injuries. What?
Oh, I both ankles.
Yeah, I can't tell which ankle was the one because the first one hit a helmet.
Yeah,
I don't. It doesn't look serious. I don't want to say that it's not, but here we go. No, I'm not cheering injuries.
You did say on one of our streams we have no injuries. It'd be nice to have some injuries to kind of for the first
time.
So I'm gonna now give the honest truth, and I'll say this to George when he's back with us. But there is some value in playing like some SGPs now, that where you might have to root for injury. Like you're actually setting up the SGPs to rooting for injuries. I hate to say it.
Those are the tail events in some of these cases if you want to build up something.
Exactly. So I don't want these guys to get hurt for long periods of time. But hey, maybe if they could have to go into the concussion tent for a little bit to get their head checked out, maybe not even have a concussion, but maybe some bad, dehydration would be nice. Go to the locker room for an IV. These are the kinds of things I'm looking for.
You're digging yourself in a hole. I'm going to clip that for later.
It's the truth. Well, listen, I'm a man of integrity and honesty. Sometimes they collide a little bit.
I'm going to cut out the part where you said about the SGP and just start it when you said need guys to get hurt. And that's the clip. That's it. That's the tweet.
Yeah. Sitting out in an abundance of caution. Yeah. Maybe felt like a little tweak. You guys watch Receivers on Netflix where Debo's standing on the sideline. He's like, I feel something's wrong here and I don't want to push it. That's kind of what I need. We don't have a TD yet. We're still rooting for first TD. Imagine Jared Goff first TD. That would be incredible.
We need it anytime. It was 44. I tried to signal to you that way. I tried to put my cursor over it when we were talking about it. It was like 44.
I saw what you were doing there. I saw what you were doing there. I saw. Yeah, I thought you were peer pressuring me a little bit too much.
I was.
I know. Of course you were. That's your style, Jason. I know that's your style.
Well, okay. Whoa. That can be interpreted many ways.
Yes. Well. All right.
We'll have some manipulative producers at the Hammer.
I'll retract that remove that from the record. Puka Nakua's return is questionable officially, and Joe Noteboom's return is questionable. That's of note because, no pun intended, because Noteboom is filling in at tackle because they already have 2 tackles out. Hello. Actually, that's honestly, with those injury updates, those almost certainly are not factored into live line. But the problem is you got Detroit with the ball here at the 14. Which makes it a little bit more challenging.
I think it might have been factored, or I just spoiled something.
Oh, yeah? No, you didn't spoil nothing. We're pretty close to live here. And the game would come off the board anyway, so don't worry about spoilers.
But minus 530, it's got to be somewhat factored in, no?
Well, okay, so Nakua's return is questionable. Probably you look to I bet the Marcus Robinson under, which sucks, but you probably would look to bet his overs. Maybe a Tutu Atwell anytime TD as well at this point. There's a lot of derivatives of that injury that become valuable at this point. I just don't want to cheer for these guys.
Tyler Johnson seems higher on the board than Tutu Atwell. Is Tutu Atwell not playing or something? I need to pay. I wasn't paying attention to that really.
I don't know the snap counts. I haven't seen the snap counts.
I'll try and find that.
I do think Tutu Atwell's higher on the depth chart, but I don't know what the snap counts are for today yet. Oh man, Gibbs is shifty. Gibbs is very shifty.
Second, 3.
Okay, I want to talk about this comment from Curtis shortly about Kirk Cousins. I watched a lot of that game today. We will get to it. Let's get some more likes on the stream, people. 370 watching. We got 139 likes. Let's get to at least 200. Pump the likes. Takes 2 seconds to click the like button. 2 seconds. Just do it. Helps grow our stream. It would go a long way for me.
60% of you like the mustache. We need at least 60% likes. Subscribes.
It's not that hard. So we got a 3rd and 1 coming up here.
And then a 4th and
1. Jameson Williams has returned to the game. So that's nothing. Turned out to be a whole load of nothing for Jamo. Jamo? What's the correct pronunciation of that? Jason would know. He's a hipster doofus, Gen Z. He would definitely know. Jamo, right?
I believe it's Jameson.
Yeah. Of course, his name is Jameson. I'm very well aware.
I did Jamo, I guess. I don't know. Why'd you think I would know?
I don't know. Alcohol? Shot of Jamo? No, nothing?
Yeah. Shot of Jamo. Oh, he got it. It's some good running there by Gibbs.
We're in Goff TD territory right now.
We are in Goff TD. Give me a naked bootleg one time. What? I actually don't want to use my one time on this. I don't have enough money on it to make it my one time.
I'll use my one time on this.
You're going to use a one time on a naked bootleg.
Yeah, but if I lose it, remember the rules. If I lose it, I get it back.
Yeah.
Well, it's anytime TD as well. Don't need to be.
Yeah. But no, I'm not using my. I retract my one time. I retract it. It's been retracted. No. Yeah. Who is that? Right? Brock Wright? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the 1 yard line.
Push
with Jared Goff. Come on, Goff.
We don't care if we tear up his leg or
have stones. Let's see the stones.
They're definitely not giving this to Goff. This is definitely a handoff. It's 2-minute warning. Most certainly a handoff to the running back. It's a little too far for the sneak. It's not quite at. It's at like the 1 and a bit yard line. 1 and a bit yard line.
Okay,
I want to talk about Kirk Cousins because I like to pat myself on the back when I'm right on stuff. The Falcons offense was trash today. Straight up trash. And the only touchdown that they scored in the game today was right after a play where TJ Watt strip sacked Kirk Cousins, where he timed his jump perfectly and they called him offside. Falcons offense, I'm not convinced that they're going to be able to pass protect. It's a good O-line, don't get me wrong, but they've been run blocking for the last few years. We don't know how good this O-line is in pass protection. Kirk Cousins looked rusty. Turnovers were a problem. I'm not sold on the Falcons. I'm not.
The only approved use that I saw was getting Pitts involved finally. But other than that,
Pitts involved in the sense that he scored a touchdown.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then he had some targets. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch enough of that game to see like if it was the same first down run bullshit as Arthur Smith. Like, was the play calling in essence the same, even though he's not there anymore? Like, was that the case? I saw almost none of that game outside of highlights.
Oh, I saw a ton of it. I don't think the play calling was necessarily an issue. I think the
execution.
I think Kirk Cousins right now is an issue. Like, he did not know how to handle pressure today. Period. There was a few drives that the Falcons had where they moved the ball. Outside of that, very inconsistent. Like, they're playing a primetime game next week. They're going to Philadelphia. Philly's going to be on extra rest. Philly has a decent chance of getting players back in the lineup. At least Isaiah Rodgers in the secondary, their linebacking core as well. You're going to get the Kirk Cousin primetime game narratives as well. I don't know. Like, I really think Atlanta is not good right now.
I don't disagree. I didn't. Is Cousins a better quarterback than what they had prior? Yes, obviously he is. I don't think their coaching's better. I think all the NFC South coaching is trash. I don't think Atlanta has a particularly good defense either. And what do we got?
Oh, is he in?
Short.
Now we're in tush push territory.
We are definitely in Jared Goff quarterback sneak territory.
Sneak, please.
You tried your running back up the middle. Let's go. It is time for Goff. It's inside 2 minutes, so they're going to review this, right?
You can't. Ooh,
wow, that's close.
You can't see it. That's the thing.
That's the problem. I don't think you can definitively say.
No.
Ooh, it's close. Ooh, I don't know, Jim. I don't know. Ooh, Jim, I don't know. He might have stretched it in there, Jim.
There's a shoulder. Oh, but the ball's. I think that's a touchdown.
I personally believe that this is a touchdown. I'm not convinced it will get overturned. It's got to be a T. The overhead makes it very clear, I think.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tutter. I'm sorry. Would have been nice to have a little Goff sneaker. That would have been the prime opportunity right there. But I think Gibbs is in. What was Gibbs' first touchdown of the game? I know anytime touchdown was an absurdly low price. He was like, I think Gibbs was like minus 130 anytime. Both running backs, I think, were like minus 130, minus 140. That's a little bit annoying.
500-600 range is what I see for first touchdown.
Let's do a few other games before we move on. Jags Browns. Couple of disappointments today.
Yeah.
Jags. How did the Jags lose that game? How did it?
That was rough.
Yeah, it really was. Like the Jags, that team is 2 for 10 third down today. They had a negative 0.43 rush EPA on 26 plays, although that's probably largely because Etienne fumbled through the end zone. Yeah. Tyson Campbell at corner got hurt, which is, if he's out, that's a big blow to them because they have a bad cornerback group. But like Cleveland, like who wants to click Cleveland right now?
This also feels like an under. Like I don't see anything on the board that I like as an over as I look at it, which is not a good sign.
Because so many offenses were bad today.
Yeah,
that naturally it's like
jaded, and I'm overreacting.
Yeah, it's very possible. Oh man, where does Deshaun Watson rank in QBs? Low. Listen, at some point we got to just stop giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he didn't play preseason. But at some point, nah. Like at some point, they call that touchdown. Week 2 or week 3, we might need to see Jameson. We might need to see Jameis Winston.
That's when you get more upside, but you get more downside too.
And, you get the boomer bust.
It gets wild. I mean, we talked about this earlier, right? Same thing with Russ Wilson in the market overreacting to him being out and going to Justin Fields as if there's some big difference between the two.
Right.
Like in terms of expectation. It's hard to come off of those priors from a quarterback, even though you should. Like
if this game was today and I hadn't seen either Jacksonville or Cleveland play today, I would almost certainly click Cleveland +3 instantaneously. I think.
Yep.
But now I have that in my head, and I'm going to get to a point where I'm probably going to run this game. I'm probably going to get an edge on the Browns, and I'm going to have to look at myself in the mirror and say, are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah. I mean, your number's probably going to come up, 2?
Yeah. somewhere in that range is my guess.
Yeah, 2.25, maybe.
Yeah, and that would have felt
getting,
really right.
And you're getting 3. You're getting a full 3, depending on where you're looking. It's
yep. Raiders and Ravens. This one, the Raiders are going to get downgraded in market quite a bit, I would say.
Well, where did you have them to begin with? I had them in probably the lower quarter.
They suck. I want to fade the Raiders as much as humanly possible. And it just solidified that to me today because their coach is a moron. I watched receivers. I thought he was a moron with the way he was talking to Devontae Adams and the team. Now I've confirmed that he's a moron. Like he doubled down on the stupid decision after the game. That's when you know. Oh yeah, he said that like we got exactly what we wanted when we punted there. We just couldn't get the stop. It's like what the hell does that mean? You got exactly
what game did you watch? Like or what game are you playing actually? What game are you playing? Cuz
yeah, listen, like I don't want to be that I'm very critical when I feel that there's wrong decisions made by coaches. A lot of times I can be overly critical. I think that there's no excuse for that particular decision. Like there's that cowardly punt index on Twitter. It was a 100th percentile cowardly punt. You would never. Is it Chris Hansen or Scott Hansen? I always get them confused. Scott Hansen, NFL Red Zone.
Yeah, he criticized.
He what? Scott Hansen is the guy that's always questioning the stuff. Like, oh, I don't know if they should go for it here. They know maybe, and he even knew that it was a dumb decision.
So just like you're talking about, like the cowardly index or whatever it's called, the 4th down bot from Computer Cowboy. Yeah. I don't think there's ever been more winning percentage, if I had to guess, given up from a single decision in coaching.
Oh, it's terrible. It was terrible. Puka Nakua is back in the game, by the way, for those who don't have eyes and don't see it on the screen. Yeah. Yeah.
Jason's catching strays. Wow.
He always does, though. He brings it on himself. I don't have sympathy when he brings it on himself.
Hold on. There's a difference between being corn guy and then being that guy. That's like too far.
I think, I mean, Scott's not on the stream. He should at least apologize on the chat. In my opinion. I think he went from 0 to 100 right there.
And also, if you're going to be calling anyone that, it should be Clive with his mustache. Like you're not allowed within 300 meters of a school or a playground or anything with that thing on.
Yeah.
Like, just be honest.
All right.
You're giving me some serious Dennis Reynolds vibes today, Clive.
Should I know who that is?
If you don't watch It's Always Sunny, you wouldn't know. But
which one's Dennis? Is Dennis like
he's the guy that's like a psychopath, basically.
Yes, yeah. Every once in a while, I'll see like a clip from him on like Instagram, just being like completely him. Absolutely insane. Yes, it's inferred or it's implied, like the boat.
That's the one. That's the implication.
Yeah,
it's the implication. You're not going to hurt these women, No, I'm not going to hurt these women.
No, of course not.
It's the implication. Great episode. Great episode. Okay, keep it going here. What else did we not cover? We got a rough in the passer. What is this garbage? Hutchinson, too. I mean, I'm just calling
Giants Commanders.
Oh, God.
Which is fine. And we didn't do Raiders Ravens. Like, well, we did, I guess.
Yeah, okay. No, so, in all seriousness, the number comes into play on the game, right? And after the Raiders' performance today, I'm not saying that you can't find value betting against the Ravens. They might, the Raiders, excuse me, they might just be that bad. But typically, it's not the game that you come off of and want to go fade them right away.
Parkinson.
How many is that for Parkinson now?
I thought it was 2, but I could be wrong.
No, it's got to be
his third.
That's number
third.
3. That's number 3.
One
then
more.
We would need Goff. The problem is Goff is not getting anywhere near 300. We need him to explode in the second half. They haven't had enough possessions. Like
we need a touchdown here is what we need.
We need a tutter, like on this play.
Like this play.
I just don't want that to happen,
like
for my own.
Preferably Colby Parkinson's right now, just to get the one bet out of the way.
I would prefer no tutter. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Okay.
My preference is no tutter.
Here comes.
Oh, you escaped it. Oh, great play, Stafford.
Levis, take notes. Throw it to your guy.
Commanders, Giants. I haven't seen the number yet. I assume low 40s. I'm going to like the over. Those secondaries are horrendous for those teams. Horrendous. Like,
agreed.
2 of the bottom 3 in the league. They suck. They can't defend anything. Both of those teams just got shredded through the air today by friggin' Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold.
I have the over quarterback rushing yards at like 120 combined. Like, I think that's what you're going to see this game.
This is the game where Daniel Jones throws like 280 yards and 3 touchdowns and buys himself like another 6 starts.
Yeah, it's true. This is the only over I can see on the board as of right now for games that have people finished. Rams Cardinals is another one where I could see an over.
Yeah. Congrats, RW fan. You got your Cooper Cup. Lost my train of thought there for a second.
So who does Jaden Daniels remind you of? At one start, but like, who is his analog in your head? Because I have one in mind, but I'm just curious if you have one.
For me, I didn't have a comp. Okay, so a couple things I noticed about Jaden Daniels today. Because I didn't watch a lot of Jaden Daniels in college. He's much skinnier than I had realized. It reminded me of watching me run. I'm not joking. Like I'm like, this guy's gonna take a hit and turn into like dust, for one. Second, he does like, he can't slide. He does like this stupid somersault. I want to do this with every Jaden Daniels start ever. I want to bet Jaden Daniels, no touchdowns scored. Jaden Daniels, no touchdowns thrown. And I want to take Terry McLaurin 1+ touchdown. I want to do Jaden Daniels is going to get hurt, is what I'm getting at. And if it happens in a game where Terry McLaurin scores a touchdown, yes, Stafford, my guy.
Take it. I will take it.
Who did he throw to there?
I couldn't tell.
That was Tyler Johnson. Get Tyler Johnson out of here. Anyways, I don't wish hurt on this guy, but Daniels, especially if Mariota gets back off IR at some point and it's Mariota coming in. Oh man, I'm telling you, I'm going to cash that parlay this year. It is going to happen. Don't forget to play that every week. Go ahead, Jason. You seem very.
I'm just listening. I have no comp for him either. The only thing I can think about is like what people think like people who don't know football or watch football think Lamar Jackson plays like. It's like my comp for him, if that makes any sense at all.
No, that's kind of what I was getting at, actually.
Yeah.
Like, just looks always to take off the run, but is a worse passer than Lamar Jackson, or just can't really read a defense at all. Not that Lamar's the greatest, at going through progression, but still, like, he feels like a budget Lamar Jackson.
The thing with him today is the receivers that he had in college.
Lions running a play. What do they do? Okay, you know what? I don't hate it. They have 3 timeouts, but get the ball out, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just gonna say Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. I know they didn't have like the best games today, but they looked really good. Like looked like legit NFL receivers, and that could just be the product of like what Jaden Daniels was experiencing in college was those guys. Because I think a lot of people thought he was like a better passer than he showed today.
When does Bryce Young get benched? I
I don't think he does. Like not for at least a month. They're not going to move off the number 1 pick very quickly. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They might as well at that point. They're still retooling. First of all, their own. I mean, what are they going to do? Just put in Dalton? They're not like Tepper wanted Young, and he's going to. That's it now.
Do you just auto click whatever the spread is at the current time if Andy Dalton is like if he looks like Andy Dalton's about to play?
Yes,
probably.
It's a big upgrade. It's a big like if you saw Bryce Young take a hit and he's like kneeling and like holding his head or whatever, I'm auto clicking Carolina.
And then I have the same question for the Browns. You see Jameis Winston go in. Do you auto click the over?
See, so yes, so
not because I think Cleveland will score more necessarily.
Yeah. Just the range of outcomes, right?
Yeah. So like I'll tell you, I did this on Pizza Buffet this morning, right? But Russell Wilson's announced out, and the people like Atlanta's steaming at that time. I'm like, why? This happens occasionally when I bet hockey as well, where like there's like a back goalie change or something, and the wrong guy. I don't understand. Like, I don't bet on game day. I really do try not to bet on game day because I believe that I'm not good enough to beat major market NFL sides and totals on game day. But when I see stuff like that, I have to just I have to draw a line in the sand and be like, no, this is not, I refuse to believe this is right. You can tell me these guys are equals if you want. I've watched Russell Wilson play quarterback for the last few years. He is an abomination. He sucks. I liked Russ back in the day. He's terrible. You're not telling me that Fields is worse. No,
not at all. I mean, you see, to a degree, you see it happen in the NBA too. Like when a certain player is announced out, like, rest or whatever, like where you see a huge overcorrection in how much the guy means. And I mean, I'm sure Kirk has probably talked about this before too. It's like, it goes too far. It's an overcorrection, and there can be value on the other side. And I think with certain backup quarterbacks, it's not really a downgrade.
Right.
I saw this earlier.
Right. I don't.
He's so cringe.
Yeah, I can't handle him. I can't. Anyways, before we let you go, Clive, we got a few more, I think, to cover.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, that's one of them, I guess. Steelers Broncos. God, what a horrible game. What a horrible game. You're gonna have the Broncos September home trend in play. Whatever that is. It's when they cover a lot of games in September. I think that's the trend at home.
And I know Knicks wasn't good today.
Mm-hmm.
And the Steelers weren't anything to write home about. Is 37.5 the right number, or is that low? Without knowing whether
it's so weird for me to see the totals in the early third. I honestly think it's low. A little low.
I do too. That's just instinct. I mean, I haven't run anything, but
well, if it's Fields against Knicks, there's probably like 6 turnovers in that game and a lot of good field position for the other teams. So look at Jake's SGP, both teams to score defensive TD. Like, yeah, maybe not. It obviously depends on the price, but
Denver's defense is bad. I think it's going to be bad. I mean, it's not good.
The Steelers didn't score a touchdown today, though. 6 field goals in that game.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah.
Man, that Boswell is absurd, by the way. I think he kicked like 450 plus yarders today. Never in the kicking today, with the except, I'm trying to think of who. Miami missed a kick. One of the first ones of the game.
They did.
Who else? Justin Tucker missed one on Thursday.
Did the Bengals miss a kick? Right?
Did the Bengals miss a kick today?
I don't know. I want to say
no. McPherson hit the kick. Hit his kick. The Raiders
missed. That's right. Wide, like slightly wide right.
Well,
Yep.
and I think Washington's kicker missed 2 today, if I recall. I could be wrong. It might have been 1.
I think we're in a situation where the really, really bad teams are really bad on both sides of the ball, which is kind of not fun to watch.
Right. I know. It's funny because I'm very excited for the NFL. I'll watch every single week, but after today, it felt to me like 3/4 of the league is terrible. It's not truly the case. Obviously, you have above average teams. It's all relative, but it felt like the offensive quality was so terrible today.
Yeah, and I haven't looked far enough back. From what I hear, like the EPA in week 1 overall, when you compare it to other weeks, isn't really that far off. So it's not, but I think the quarterback's not playing is something in preseason.
I want to say I'm a little bit surprised that the Steelers are in 3. Just out of like, I don't know.
I think they'll get. I think they're going to get to 3.
I'm just purely speaking about what we saw today.
Yeah,
which was Steelers pulling upset on the road. Denver kind of, didn't look good. Although there might be some people out there that thought they hung in the game.
And I have the Steelers just a little bit worse, regardless of the 2 quarterbacks, like just a little bit worse than, league average. Like,
yeah,
they're close to a 0. They're just a little under it. So this doesn't look like it's all that different from what you'd see probably before this week.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit juice to the Steelers, but not much.
I'm just looking at, so I have an imperfect, I can't really run Sims right now. It's going to slow down the computer quite a bit. So I have like an imperfect way of setting what I think the line would have been or what I would have made it. And I kind of would have made it between a 2.5 and a 3, which I guess is kind of where it's priced right now. If the game was today,
yeah,
that's my ratings on the teams. I'm not high on Denver at all. So maybe it's fine. The biggest difference I could see with like what I would have made the numbers entering today versus what they're posted at right now is that I would have liked the Bears quite a bit at +6.5, -115 today.
Yeah. I think Bo Nix was worse than I expected. Not that I expected great, but I think Bo Nix is worse than what even the market expected. Caleb Williams obviously was too.
Right.
None of the rookie quarterbacks had a good day, did they? Like, looking through. The quarterback that probably had the best day today was Baker Mayfield, which is not awesome.
Baker had like a few of his patented, what the hell are you doing type of stuff,
like galaxy brain.
But he made a lot of good plays.
He did. Evans played well today too.
I do want to. Won't have the time tomorrow to watch that game in full, but I'd like to watch that game in full because I thought the receivers made some really good plays on some balls that were a little bit overthrown or not super accurate. But I also thought he did a good job of extending plays. So
he did, and I think that's the thing that he did last year that he was never really able to do before. Whereas where he was taking bad sacks, his avoidance was much better last year and keeping plays alive. So his negative plays were less frequent.
Like Detroit is hosting Tampa next week, and I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna have. I would imagine that total is going to be upper 40s. Probably something 48, like 48 and a half. I'm going to imagine I'm going to have some interest in that over as well.
It looks like the look ahead was, depending on where, 48 and a half to 49.
Let's take a look at the second half line here, Jason, really quickly, and then we'll let Clive get going. So live is what, 8.5? So -1.5 roughly second half. Man, we are in play for the alt spread for Detroit.
What did you hit?
Minus 9.5. So second half spread minus 1.5. Total is 26.5. I kind of like the Lions second half. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm already invested pregame. Not on the money line.
You're in essence doubling down on your
yeah, which I don't want to do, but this is where I'm at right now. We got the Rams scripted plays out of the way where they move down the field, and now it's like, okay, you got to run an offense. And I mean, it's unfair for me to say that they haven't had success because they did move all the way down the field before Stafford threw the interception in the end zone.
Kind of like the second half under too, if I'm being honest. Like,
I can't. After betting the live under in Eagles Packers, I think I'm scarred for life. Don't think I could go down that route again. That melted very quickly. Extreme melt. Oh, what did you think of the Giants jerseys today? Do you see those?
Oh yeah, a lot of it.
Okay.
Trash, just straight garbage. Like, why do that? Like,
yeah.
They have better throwback jerseys, and I don't, just bad.
They were ugly.
That was a weird choice. You may think this mustache is a weird choice, but that might have been a worse choice.
Yeah.
Those might be the worst alternate jerseys I've seen in a long time. Who's worse?
I'm trying to
like
think.
The Green Bay nasty alt that they have from.
I don't like the highlighter green Seahawks ones either. Although some people do.
That's more of a modern choice.
The baby blue Seahawks today were really nice. Really nice, I think. Yeah.
The Chargers throwbacks.
I don't even remember what jerseys those Seahawks are wearing today. So that's the imprint that those ones had on me. Oh, the Pittsburgh Bumblebee ones are brutal.
The other one,
brutal.
The Packers ones as well with the weird pants. You know what I'm talking about?
Those ones suck. Yeah. Those ones. Giants are committed to being a clown organization since they won the last Super Bowl. Oh man, that's tough. Clive, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for joining. Have a good week.
You too. Catch up next week, same time.
Sounds good. Clive
Later,
Bixby, everyone.
Bye.
Great start to the year. A man who I cannot name has messaged me on the side saying to smash Rams money line second half. But I'm so invested in Lions alts that I can't do. I'm like torn at this point. I don't even know what I'm rooting for. I know what I'm rooting for. Wouldn't know what I'm rooting for. That I can't live like that. Can't live like that. As who was it? Who was the coach? Was Mike Singletary back in the day? Can't do it. Can't do it.
No idea what you're talking about.
You seriously have no idea what that quote is from? I think he was ripping Vernon Davis.
Past my vintage, before my vintage, before my time, maybe.
It was almost certainly before your time.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where do we think Jeff is at right now? I feel like we're getting celebratory third quarter Jeff, where he's
Jeff. Well, last time we were on Friday night, he talked about how this is the day with the boys, right? Like you better show up week one. We know who the real guys are, and the guys who are whipped don't show up. I've been with Jeff before on an NFL Sunday. He's known to pound Crown Royal and Dr. Pepper. I would say, geriatric probably has the correct the correct idea here. Jeff is on the moon, probably on another planet, right? I have no idea what we're gonna get. Zero.
I said it earlier. I think he's just happy that he played a game and his team didn't shit themselves. Like the Chargers weren't the ones shitting themselves. It was the Raiders. Like they were going. I think they went for it on fourth down a couple times too, if I remember correctly. So
The Chargers?
Yeah. Or did they go
Trying to
for 2
remember.
at one point where it was like a good
Chargers,
felt they made
yeah.
like a plus EV decision that I'm like, oh wow, Harbaugh didn't expect him to make that decision, you know?
I don't remember the Chargers going for a 4th down today.
Okay.
I'm very good at remembering when teams go for 4th downs, and I don't think the Chargers did. I'm almost certain they didn't. But the floor, like it's so low now for the Chargers fans. Like they beat the Raiders, and it's, you know, Goff, what is this? Like, throw past the line of scrimmage, my man. This is what they came up with at the half.
How many yards away are we from Goff? 300 yards, like
200
yards away. He's 75
million.
yards. Okay, fuck. Okay, that one's
a million yards away.
Okay,
we're in the wrong. The problem is they got the lead without having to throw the ball heavily.
Yeah.
That's where it breaks down.
Is Kyron Williams returning punts, by the way? Dude, have we seen the Lions punt yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been back there for the punts.
He's back there?
I'm almost certain.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Oh, sir. No, you idiot. What an idiot.
Okay. Sometimes special teams players make the dumbest decision.
It's so like, stupid.
It just dive on the ball. Don't
even dive. They have a million.
Just touch it. Just touch it.
The fucking ball.
Just touch it. It's like I forget who it was today, but a kick returner muffed a punt. Or sorry,
why is this guy slide? Why is he slide? He's slid from outside the 5-yard line to down this ball. Like, what is wrong with these people? This is what they practice. They train with this stuff. They practice this stuff.
Stand on the other side of the ball and just let it do its thing.
I wanted to welcome Jeff in on a positive note too, and now I'm rattled. Hey, Jeff. Oh God, not again.
Not again.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Mike off.
3 for 3. 3 for 3.
So that's so strange because I actually turned it on this time, but maybe I turned it off. Like I literally.
The people wanted to know what condition you'd be in today, and I think they got their answer. I've been going at it. I've been going at it early. Like top choice, top ranked beer is that like first crack into the unknown that the season represents. So yeah, today was wild. Lost a lot of money. Lost one of my 2 Circa Survivor teams. But the Chargers won a game with like defense and culture, buddy. Defense, culture, and running a football when it mattered to close one out. We haven't done that in forever. So good vibes. We're feeling good. I've stopped drinking though. I had a lot, so we've stopped. I figured you did because you went on that rant on Friday about like Sundays for the boys and like first week of the year. This is where we know who the real men are. So I figured that you probably would have went hard. I'm surprised you went beer though. You used to be the Crown and Dr. Pepper guy.
Yeah, I can't. That was like a different time. I'm now like Tito's and Sprite with a Coors Light. I can't do like the hard the like brown liquor. There's just no recover. Like it's just I'm old. I'm old.
Before we get into it further, Puka Nakua's out for the game.
That's bullshit. I just lose a fucking match.
He's out for the game, and it's been announced that he will not return. So live betting implications there. Probably DeMarcus. Like I need DeMarcus Robinson under, so of course Puka Nacua would be out.
Do you know how awesome Puka Nacua would be? Like anytime the Rams are down like 14 points with 5 minutes left, like he would just. I'm really annoyed.
Also announced is Steve Avila is out for the game. He's their left guard. So if you're wondering the state of the Rams offensive line right now, they are down. They're starting 2 tackles. Joe Noteboom got injured, who is the next in line tackle, and their left guard is also hurt. Disastrous is the state of the Rams offensive line right now. Anyways.
I need the Lions in this game, but I need a Nacua. That's bad. What is it? He just re-aggravated whatever they said he had all year, or what?
I don't know what the exact situation is right now.
And is that him? He didn't want to walk in at halftime, or is that him coming out after the half and having gotten carted back in?
You're asking a lot of questions that I don't have the answers to, Jeff. I wish I did.
Stafford's going to die this year behind this line. That's the problem.
I hope he doesn't die, but I can totally see that. He's an oft injured quarterback as well, known for hanging in there and taking a hit. So,
yeah, he'll take a huge hit.
Oh, almost got picked. Almost got picked over the middle. Should have been picked. I don't know what Tariq. I like Mike Tirico, but he was saying that the Lions brought pressure there. It looked like they rushed 4. I don't know what the pressure they were bringing. Everyone dropped into coverage.
The broadcast, Collinsworth's been hard on the how good the Lions secondary has looked tonight. But I guess it's just the pressure and the whole bag.
Well, how good the secondaries look. I mean, they just gave up completion after completion.
They changed everyone, right?
Yeah.
They drafted a lot of guys and
yeah.
Oh, alt 17.
Yeah. I mean, the Lions alts they've been the talk.
Nope,
they've been the talk of the last week.
Don't even acknowledge that.
No, we can't say that stuff on here.
No,
I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. It did creep into my head. It was a thought.
What do you mean? I'm not covering up anything.
At first, I thought you looked like a Jedi more than anything, but then because your eyes were covered too. I was wondering if you had just like blazed one, sparked one up. You didn't want.
Rob, it's been a long day. I got a shadow over the eyes, or people just take picture of my little slits. So I just like to cover it up. I don't like to give them that opportunity. I love to show off my full head of hair, but then it just exposes, when my eyes just close in the middle of our conversations, people send me pictures.
Rob, you said Jedi, but
friends.
Devs is thinking exactly how they execute Order 66. You looks like a Sith Lord like right now. If it wasn't for the white, you'd be.
I've never seen a single Star Wars.
Wow,
that's like I don't know. It's kind of like a badge of honor at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I'll say this: like, if you didn't grow up on Star Wars, there's no point in watching now. People go back and watch the original Star Wars that have never watched it before. You're gonna watch that stuff and you're gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, it's gonna look like satire of all the movies that happened after Star Wars that used it as a like that were in homage to it. And I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I know exactly what you're trying to say, but you're sauce, so it's hard to get it out. But we get what you're saying.
Have you ever seen Spaceballs?
Oh,
yeah, I love Spaceballs.
Mel Brooks special.
No, you're good. Then you're good.
Spaceballs is so good, so good.
Yeah. What a cast too.
Dark Helmet, Rick Moranis.
Yeah, hard Canadian cast, right?
There
Candy and Moranis. And,
John Candy. Yeah, rest in peace. I've seen every John Candy movie. I'm not exaggerating, probably 20 times, because when John Candy passed away, my dad went to Blockbuster and rented every John Candy movie and taped it with like the camcorder like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
So I had all the John Candy movies growing up. Williams, get in. What's this flag? It's got to be on the defense. Where do you get a flag like that down the field?
I think it's coming back or no?
No, look where the flag was. There's got to be on the defense.
I had him to score first touchdown.
I know, but it's the second touchdown, Jeff. Illegal contact. Tre'Davious White.
Oh, damn.
Well, Goff's on his way. Could we get another 171 yards from Jared Goff? It's not going to happen, is it? It's a lot of yards.
This game just feels, even up a touchdown, it kind of felt over with the state of the O-line and the Nakua.
Yeah, I have regrets. Oh,
you did something at halftime?
No, I should have added. I mean, listen, there's lots of game left. I don't want to say stuff like that. And I didn't really have the Puka Nacua news and the Steve Avila news yet, so it's fine.
Rob, I didn't really hear any of Brady today because I was watching the Charger game.
Yeah. He sucks.
Yeah,
man.
I'm shocked at how bad the reports are.
Well, it's too vanilla, Jeff. It's like,
do you know what? I was listening to Pat Mayo and Tim and my buddy Gary and went live at 7:00 today, and I thought Gary and a friend of mine made a great point. Without having watched Brady today, it's almost like he's like the Tom Cruise of sports. It's almost like he doesn't seem like he's a human being anymore, and everything he does in a public interaction is like him trying to think, what would a broadcaster do? Like it just but I didn't watch it, but I'm telling you, I'm floored to hear he was horrible.
You're floored?
I thought he'd be great. Hasn't been bad at anything. They said he practiced a lot. Like, I didn't think he was going to
bad at
plays like
investments.
Romo, but just to hear him give insight, I thought would be I don't know. All he said was you got to go. He sounded like John Madden, according to like the clips I saw.
Worse, way worse. Madden had energy.
No, but like the joke, like, the low hanging fruit stuff of like you need more points. You got to go forward, not
exactly.
backwards.
Well,
like,
that's it.
Those sort of Madden isms, like.
Oh, what Frank Brank, real name by the way, someone who I used to work with on some betting stuff. He had like such a good tweet at the half, which was basically like Tom Brady's keys to the second half for the Browns, and they were the most vanilla. It was too good, man. And listen,
I'm quite surprised. I know it's a hard job, but I don't know, just talking ball. It's people are showing clips. He's cutting off the play-by-play guy. Like, that's rule number one. Man.
Of course, it's because he's not a broadcaster. Like, he's just been. You know what? He sounded like video game John Madden. That's a good one. Where you'd like every now and then, you remember you'd be playing Madden back in the day, you hear something that didn't really make sense or apply to the situation all that well, but that was all they had recorded, or like their logic wasn't mapped properly. That's what I felt like with Brady. Just a tough one. Just a tough
Greg
one.
Olson's gonna come out like roses.
Oh yeah,
like just
100%.
by us, for no actual reason other than like just doing his, like, being good at his job.
Yeah. Any broadcast teams in particular today that caught your interest? I know you like this stuff. You like to see who's doing which games.
I was shocked Nance and Romo were in LA against that Brady game. I don't know where else they would have gone though. The CBS slate was weird. Like, would they maybe Pittsburgh, Atlanta? Could have been the place, but no. Here's the thing, Rob. I have a lot of opinions, but truth is, like a lot of people, 6-7 of the games I'm not listening with volume. It's only the game that we have on the big screen that we're pumping the volume through the room.
Right. So you didn't have a red zone setup. You have the multi-TV, different games.
Yeah, red zone. I'm not really. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't love fantasy football like a lot of people. So
neither do I.
I mean, listen, if my favorite team, I could see why red zone is like cool. Like, if that's what I had to watch, I would thoroughly enjoy it. But I've never gone like deep dived a day on red zone.
Makes sense. Did you watch the Chargers game with buddies, or did you hightail it home to watch the Chargers game?
I watched the Chargers game at home.
Yeah, I figured you would.
It was just almost because, like, listen, I make fun of my buddies who do attendance. Like, what we don't have, especially the host, is like 1 to 8 o'clock. So they get into they go to around halftime of the late game, but I don't want to like fuck around. Like, I need to be where I'm gonna be. I don't know. To me, I don't know. What are we going to talk about? But the Chargers get like really weird and ugly, and then they kind of just weren't the team that did the dumbest things.
Yeah,
which was kind of nice. And then there was a coach on the other side who did one of the dumbest things I think I'd ever.
Oh,
I'm really
so
still
dumb.
trying to figure it out, bro. Like, I really do not understand.
He coached the game like it was 1985, Jeff, and like they had no idea what the math was in these situations. Oh man, Cooper Kupp.
I just don't understand. I mean, I get like, okay, you don't think the Chargers are going to drive the field, score the touchdown, but like midfield, 4th and a yard, even Rob, if the Chargers were if you're up 6 points, I still think you go for it, let alone down 6 points.
I agree with you, Jeff. But like what was more puzzling to me was the quote after the game, which didn't make any sense to me, which was like, he said, we got exactly what we wanted with the punt, but we just couldn't make a stop. And I'm like,
what does that mean? You got exactly. Didn't Dobbins break one for 60 yards on that? Like, what does that mean? No.
It wasn't that. But either way, it doesn't matter. Like the fact that he thinks that the field position makes a difference.
No, Rob, I think it was.
On that punt?
I think it was the drive after they punted that we scored the touchdown that included that huge Dobbins. That was the Ladd McConkey touchdown drive.
It could have been.
That had the huge Dobbins run in it.
They punted at the Chargers 43, correct?
Something crazy on a 4th and 1 with like
7 minutes left.
7 minutes left.
Like absurdly bad.
And then a Jim Harbaugh team pretty much ran the game out.
Yeah.
Like ran it to a victory. So there was that. But yeah.
So Dobbins had scored so on the 4th and 1. I'm trying to look for the play-by-plays here.
Yeah, they
quickly.
punted it to the 7.
Yeah, it was a fair catch at the 8-yard line. And then it went Gus Edwards 3-yard run. McConkey, and then
Dobbins
5
got
yards.
a 3-yarder for the first down.
Exactly.
And then it was 2nd down on the next set of plays that Dobbins. For as drunk as and as like high as I get, I could really recall the game. Tell you that much.
Yeah, Eric Churn in the chat is now figuring out that Jeff is a wee guy. Jeff thinks he's part of the Chargers organization. I'm not sure if you guys
get out
are
of town. Anti-wee. I've been a fan of this team since I was like 7 years old. I'll be there longer than fucking anyone who's on it. I'm allowed to say we. I don't give a shit. Ooh, I didn't catch a pass. Ooh, I can't say we.
I can guarantee Jeff would run almost harder than 90% of players in special teams on kickoff returns, and I'm confident.
I guarantee Jeff would figure out how to down the ball inside the 5 rather than these friggin' idiots who are sliding.
In a world, I think I could be Connor Stallions. Like if my life went differently, and if my son did that to like bring the Chargers glory, I would be so proud. Like I would, like, honestly, in a separate world, like I think I could, I would do that.
Jeff?
I would just do what, no, it's not about being a jock sniffer. It's like, I went to games like 7-year-old with my grandfather, like with my family. Like I've been like ride and die with this loser team. And he's like, oh my God, you're not allowed to say we are.
Big Fuck 4th off. Down there for the Rams.
Could have like done that one. Like, oh my God, they're like the nut low. They're like just policing how people are fans.
No, I just do it to fire you up. Honestly,
you've never really.
I know. I have like a very natural talent of being able to push people's buttons in the right way, but still have them remain friends with me. You have to toe the line. Anyways, that's what I did.
Yeah, ride or die, we guy. Yeah.
I have to jump in here because Riku's back, our resident dentist.
Oh, Riku, our resident dentist / doctor. Big Love fan Riku. Of Riku.
We've been to I went to a Chargers game with Riku once. He's in San Diego.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that. I mean, listen, his diagnosis rate is very poor for someone who calls himself doctor, but
he's a dentist.
Yeah, I know, but he's still
doctor. I call my dentist doc like that.
No, I'm not saying that we don't. It's just that he, in past live streams when players have gotten injured, he's come in and told us what the injury is, And oftentimes, and when I say oftentimes, it's probably about 80 to 90%.
Well, like he's a
incorrect.
dentist. He's not an orthopedic surgeon.
No, but I'm aware, but he seems to have strong opinions on what these injuries are.
And I do recall him saying he was a doctor and then clarified that he was a dentist. So it's like he kind of already led us astray.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. He's good.
Seems like a guy,
good
though.
people.
Yeah.
Good
You
people.
call your dentist doc, not doctor.
Whatever. I don't know. Thanks. Like, see you next time. I don't mean. Yeah, I don't. I
don't know that I've never called my dentist anything. Honestly, I don't
called
think
him.
I've ever used like a pronoun for. It's just like, all right, see you later. See you next time. I don't. My dentist is a big fan of our content. Actually, he always asks me. Well, actually, I wouldn't say that for sure. He knows what I do. He always asks me how the bets are going, stuff like that. I like a little bit of small talk, but not too much. You know, like I went for a massage once. This girl asked me what I do. I'm like, I bet on sports. She's like, what do you mean you bet on sports? I'm like, yeah, I make my living betting on sports. And she's like, oh, I love NASCAR. And she was talking to me about NASCAR for half an hour. I don't fucking know any of the NASCAR drivers anymore. I'm just there. I'm like, lady, please. And I don't have the heart. I don't have the heart to tell like a massage therapist to be quiet. I should, but I'm not that person.
I'm too ticklish to get a real massage.
Like a back massage? You get ticklish on a back massage? I understand like
I'm
feet.
too ticklish to get like a real massage. I just like it squirmy wormy, but I like it. I like massages.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not, and this is not turning into a happy ending joke. I go for massages regularly. I think you take care of your body. Riku says that I have nice teeth. My teeth are a little bit stained from the coffee, but when I go to the dentist, they tell me, the dental hygienist tells me that I have really good saliva and it's good for my gums. So I have really good gums for being diabetic and stuff like that. So I don't know about the teeth so much, but my oral hygiene's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Thank you, Riku.
This is going off the rails. I
Jeff,
I gotta ask. Sorry, Rob. No one wants to hear about my fantasy team. No one wants to hear about your oral hygiene.
Well, I'm just Riku brought it up. We got the dentist back.
That's
Let's
fair.
at least cater to him for a little bit of
Right.
the stream.
Jeff, I have to ask you, because when you were on with us, I don't know if it was on the Friday or the Thursday show, we kind of gave you shit for not telling your friends that for saying that you weren't going to put the Panthers game middle screen. So did you ask your friends to put the Panthers game middle screen?
No, but like a lot of people, the Panthers were on a screen.
And then it just...
And then no, the Panthers weren't on middle screen. Houston and Indy won the vote.
Good game. Good game.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to say about the Panthers.
Can I ask you a viewing question? Do you
the
ever
Chargers play them next week? Do you guys know that?
Yeah, we saw the line. We talked about the line. 4.5. Chargers 4.5. Imagine wanting to lay Chargers 4.5. Come on. We serious here?
I don't know.
What is this flag? What's this flag?
That's a reputation call.
What's this flag? Pick it up, refs. Don't you guys know the game is in Detroit? Need some home cooking here.
What are you cheering for?
I'm cheering for the Lions, but I also Lions alt -9.5.
Oh yeah, love a good Lions alt.
I will say a touchdown here keeps Jared Goff pushing the ball downfield and throwing it, which we desperately need.
Who did they call this penalty on? 23 or 10? I don't know. I don't know who they called it on. It's definitely not or 23 or 0.
Arnold.
Arnold, what did he do there? Am I being a huge Homer better here? What is that call? Okay, just tell me. Tell me.
No, it's like sometimes that's that was outside the strike zone, but it was close enough where it's like, what, you really gonna yell at the for that? That's sort of what I'm.
That was Terry and Arnold's first play back in the game. I think he had left injured too before then. All right, 17-9, soon to be 10. Weak flag in my opinion, very weak. By the way, love this comment. Only caters to a very, very small amount of people. but Dr. Isaac Yankem back in the day, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe Dr. Isaac Yankem became Kane. I'm pretty sure that was like
Glenn Jacobs. Yeah, Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah. I remember Dr. Isaac Yankem. I do. They had some real sick stuff that guy was doing for promos and stuff. He had like people in the dentist chair. It's really like you're a kid and you're watching that.
I was afraid of like original Doink.
The clown. You're scared of clowns.
Not really
clowns. Were you scared of Dink as well?
No, but that was like a mean clown. Like the music would start happy, then it would go to scary.
I'm trying to think of anything. The only thing that really bothered me as like a 5-year-old watching wrestling was when Crush used to do the cranium crush.
The Kona Crush.
Where he just used to squish a guy's head. Cranium crush, I think it was called.
Oh, yeah, but yeah. He'd like lift them up and then slam them on their bum.
Well, it's apparently also a beer. He would just crack. Yeah, it bothered me as a child.
I don't know why I'm not like this game is doing nothing for me. But I'm shocked. I don't know. It's actually close.
Yeah, it's a touchdown game now. Every game I bet is a sweat. It doesn't matter. I couldn't have been on the Vikings today. Actually, I did bet the Cowboys.
Did every good team play in primetime, or was this afternoon just like all the bad teams in football?
Man, the 4 o'clock slate kind of sucked.
Very bad games.
The whole day was like, listen, if this was like week 11 in the regular season, it was a terrible week. Terrible. Offenses suck today. Like terrible offensive games. Houston had a good offensive performance. Buffalo, semi-good. New Orleans, very good. Tampa. Who else? Minnesota, maybe. Like 5 good offensive performances today. Lots of penalties.
Lots of penalties. You know, the Chargers had a lot of the same problems the Ravens had with some of that line of scrimmage stuff.
Yeah. What's your Tuesday morning look like, Jeff?
You want to golf Tuesday morning?
I got a time if you want to playing with Johnny. So if you want to be a fourth there, can't invite Jason out again. It was a disaster last time. Can't be embarrassed on my home course.
Yeah, I'll say.
If Jeff can't make it, I'll go.
All right.
I gotta look. I want to say yes, but
you don't know if you.
No, Jeff. Let me.
Might not be the time I swing it.
No, right, I could. I think I could. There's just a couple of things I got. I don't want to get into it. I just have some annoying things I got to do this week.
Got it.
And then, like my head, like Tuesday could have been a good time, but I give it all up. I'll fall behind schedule to play golf.
Okay, we'll talk. I do have to give Jason a chance to redeem himself. I'm also playing with Jason's brother, so I'd be kind of.
That's so rude. I didn't get the invite already. This is crazy. What the wait.
He brought me. I mean, he brought me out to his home course, which is very nice. It's like a top 25 course in Canada. So I gotta return the favor.
It's not that good, but it's nice. Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you this. I don't know about you guys. Like I'm beat. It was like a long day of staring at screens.
Yeah.
I guess we're not used to it, right? It's like I don't know, but my body is like my brain is truly fried for multiple reasons, and I need to wear glasses watching all those screens.
Yeah, I am. By the time these streams are done, like last year, we were done at halftime of the Sunday Night Football game. This is an extended version this year because we're doing full watch along, but. It's a long one, man. Sunday's a long day. Plus, I'm recording Circles Off tomorrow, recording a new thing. We're still building our second studio. Like, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot. I probably shouldn't be golfing on Tuesday morning, but you're only going to get so many more times before the end of the year to do that. So, yeah. What are you going to do? Curtis wants to name the courses. That was I played the paintbrush a couple weeks ago with Jason. Not a great experience for Jason.
We're gonna pretend like that never happened, if that's okay.
Yeah.
It'd be better for everyone, I think. So yeah. How about were you guys surprised to see a kickoff return for a touchdown today? I believe it was
No.
the Cardinals.
I think we're gonna see returns for touchdowns. Oh man, I think the Lions might end up going for this. No, they're gonna punt. Lions passing game, aside from that Jameson Williams tutter, has been pretty ass today. I mean, the whole offense has been pretty ass.
And the chat's like making fun of me because like I have an 18 handicap. Yeah, shooting them like low mid 90s. Get the fuck out of here.
Who's making fun of you? Are you okay?
You're right. You're right, Jeff. Tell him where to go, man. I don't see who.
I don't see what you're talking about.
Jeff is an 18 handicap. LOL. I actually think I'm a 17.
I missed that.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
I don't know. I don't practice. I don't chip and putt. Green side and 2. Fuck up.
Jeff, I'll take you in a scramble any day of the week, man. You put that drive down the middle of the fairway every single time without fail.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. It's just all the other things. I'll tell you, I would what a little package of chipping and putting lessons would do for my actual ability to score. But I say this all the time. Like for me scoring in golf, I don't even need a number. I'm hitting the ball. Like it's like I don't need I mean, you can laugh, I'm a fatso, but I don't need a scale like to weigh myself. I just put on the pants. You put on the pants, you do them up. You know if you're gaining weight, if you're losing weight. By how you hit the ball, yeah. I know if I'm playing well or playing like shit. I'm not good enough to like, I don't practice chipping, but like I'm not good enough to score. Scoring is like intrinsically like different than hitting the ball well.
If there's one guy you'd want to get lessons from, it's this guy right here.
I wish I had the time to go for, yeah. But I don't know. I have a good time playing golf. That's all. I don't care. No, I don't hit it that far.
No, it doesn't hit 290. No. Mayo does. Mayo absolutely crushes those drives. Holy shit. I don't know where that came from, but he has some serious power.
Yeah. He goes like, he just unleashes.
You know when you play someone who hits like a real drive, like it's meant to be hit, like a tour level drive, and it just always looks like it's rising?
Oh, yeah. It's already like 220 out, and anything went higher. Yeah.
That's the Mayo drive.
Since we're on the golf note, Rob, I kind of made a comment in the chat today, which is like part joking, part serious. The way they're hitting these like 50, 55 field goals, like across the league, it's almost like it's a science now. I think these kickers have their own kind of TrackMan. Like it's no, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they have
I know exactly what you're saying.
Art of that pendulum. And it's like repairing an ACL. Like the procedure is just like science has perfected this procedure. I think the sports science of kicking a goddamn field goal.
Yeah. There's been like a big leap in the last 5 years, even the last 3 years of the distances that these guys can kick.
And the accuracy. They're 50 yarders, but they would go in the mini sticks, like the mini poles.
Yeah.
Honestly, 50 yarders feel like more reliable than 6 foot putts on the PGA Tour in terms of the make percentage.
Yeah.
Like it's probably close to similar, maybe higher in the field goals.
Yep. I'm with you. One injury update. Kobe Durant, who is starting at corner in place of Darius Williams, who's on IR, has left and is questionable to return as well. Rams are very desperate. Like it would be, if the Lions don't win this game, I'd be worried a little bit with the amount of injuries going on right now. I would absolutely be worried.
I'm taking note of Riku's tip, and Matt asked if I'm a prop or a real person. That's a good question. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair question. Definitely. Oh, man. Got to make that tackle.
Yeah, James, it's like launch angle for MLB and PGA. Yeah, something's gone on. Like, obviously, something has gone on with the kickers. It's not just like these little portly like dudes.
Tyler Johnson, that was a very big reception. Lions missed about 300 tackles on the same play here.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's actually a football game. See, I'm a mush.
Did I think I mushed your under, by the way, on the did I mush your under on the Chiefs game, Jeff?
No, I kid. I got a 47.
Okay,
I got a
good.
push.
Okay,
Rob
good.
won a mini car, and I got a push on my bet. So it was good.
What a sweat that was. You know, actually, what the worst thing about that was, I'll let you out on this, but I actually stood to win more if the Ravens scored that touchdown.
And then missed the 2-pointer?
No, because it would have hit Lamar Jackson 200. He finished with 273 yards instead of 275. If he hit 275, I would have won more off of SGPs than I would have won off of the KC bet. And I didn't realize it at the time. So I'm just rooting for Kansas City to win and cover. There's secondary things too. I use KC in all the Circa Millions entries. But yeah, that was tough. Very tough.
Very impressive quarter by the Rams.
Yeah, that's why we got to get you out of here, man. You came in and you just everything went to shit real quick.
Yeah,
I'm pro keeping Jeff here
playing, which really hurts me. All right,
Jeff,
boys.
stay. You can stay. No, you can stay.
No, I'm
actually wants to go. The guy's been out the whole day.
I need some Rams, though. I need some Rams here. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, good luck, Jason.
Both of you off the stream. Both of you out. Later, Jeff. Jeff Feinberg. Will Jeff Feinberg show up with his mic muted next time he's on the stream? Minus 200, yes. It's probably a bad line. I probably would bet into the minus 200. But I'm willing to take some action on this. Big time VIG, though. Minus 200 plus 140. Huge spread.
That's getting steamed to like minus 500. Like that's getting steamed. Like steamed.
Huge spread. Get that man some electrolytes. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Fourth quarter. That means it's a new guest. First time this season. Kirk Evans. What's up?
How we doing?
We're doing okay. How about you?
Football's back. Can't complain.
Yeah. You're betting football this year now.
Yeah, the book's got the best of me today. We'll see how much longer I'm betting football.
Yeah, one of those,
But
huh?
yeah, no, I haven't. It's one of those days where like you start looking at some of your bets and you're like, oh God, this is going really bad, so I'm not even going to fully track how bad things are going. But definitely not a good day from first day of really betting. I guess I did bet a bunch of props last year. This was definitely the most I've had in football bets in a day, and it didn't go very well. You're
just waiting for NBA to come back, basically, at this point. It's like one of those where you need NBA to come back, possibly.
My Survivor went really well, so I'm taking the GRP mentality here. Survivor's all that matters. Doesn't matter that I was on Cincy minus 7.5. They eliminated 40%. I'm sure that if you map out the EV, it was still very negative for me, but I'll take it.
You got to, if you're going to take the true GRP mentality, you have to call people idiots when they lose their bets, as if he's never lost a wager in his entire life before. You know,
the number only matters 15% of the time.
That's true. Oh, what's this? It's going to be DPI. Ball at the 1. Man.
Looks like that.
Terry and Arnold.
Has Corum not played a snap?
Who?
Blake Corum?
Not from what I've seen. It's been Ronnie
not seen him in the game.
Been all Ronnie Rivers.
That was a good hot take from me. I was begging my partner in a fantasy league. We need to take Corum after the Kyron punt returner came.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a smash. We should take him around before ADP. Doesn't even play a snap.
Yeah.
Can I fill Kirk in on the rule here?
Go fill him in.
No fantasy talk. No one cares about your fantasy team.
No one cares about your fantasy team.
No, but you did your fantasy draft in Vegas, did you not? Or am I thinking of someone else?
You're thinking of someone else.
I kind of always wanted to do that. Yeah, well, Jason pops in like every 5 minutes about how some play affected his fantasy team. Like,
come on. I've been so good tonight too. Do you have any good punishments in your league? That's the only thing I care about on stream that I think is hilarious.
We did. So, we actually have a bunch of good ones. So it's a classic, like the punishment gets worse and worse every year. First year, lemonade stand. Totally nice. Not that bad. It was actually the guy and his dad were the manager. We had a great day at the park. Then year 2, 24 hours in a bagel shop. Every year, every bagel cuts down one. Now this year's the biggest bullshit because
that's got to be
24.
Bring it back. Sorry. By the way,
is there a flag here?
Yeah,
I'm a little behind you.
That's fine. Do you have a play in this game? Are we cheering against each other?
No, all I'm cheering for is Cooper Cup.
Okay.
And against Sam Laporta a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
But
lemonade stand,
bagel shop, pretty classic. This year, you have to be at a golf simulator until you hit a hole in one.
Oh, you're the Jersey Jerry.
Yeah,
that's
a good one.
That's actually dangerous.
One, how am I supposed to be at a golf simulator for 36 hours? Like, they close.
No, they don't.
And
24 hours. I can hook you up. Don't worry. I can easily make that happen. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. But also, I'm shit at golf. We've been over it on Circles Off. I'm bad at golf. I've got friends who are amazing at golf. It would take them a few hours. I don't know if I could ever hit a hole in one.
Are you already penciling yourself in to lose? How many people are in your league? You're saying you're saying I.
Yeah.
Like you're good.
We'll figure it out. If it comes down to that, we'll figure it out. You're selling yourself short. I mean, you could play like an 80-yard hole. You can basically chip. You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Maybe. I'm just saying it's not an equitable punishment. Like,
yes,
I think me and a couple others suffer the worst if we were to lose, but I'm not losing. You're right. I'm not losing.
That's the mentality.
This is a big play right here. This third down is a big play. 3rd and goal from the 8. Oh, they brought a lot of pressure, and Stafford threw it to the moon.
Oh,
there's a flag. Again. I don't know what the flag is, though. It's probably going to be a roughing the passer since it's no offensive holding. All right,
Arrowleski with a crazy last place punishment. Frosted tips until the entire playoffs.
Frosted tips for the whole playoffs? That's amazing. The best one that I ever heard. I love this one, but this is incredibly, incredibly mean. Whoever wins the pool gets to select someone to not be in the pool for the next season. However, they don't announce it until the draft. So there's a guy waiting.
Whose pool is this? I think there's like a celebrity who does that.
Yeah, I've heard it a few times. I love this. I wouldn't even care if it was me that showed up to draft and somebody's like, Rob, this year you're out type of situation. But that is really good. Like that's extreme stakes, which I like.
But I think it should be just last place you're out of the pool for a year, because what happens if the person in first just kicks out the person who came second?
Yes, that's likely what's going to happen. But you could take bribes on the side as well. There's lots of stuff that can go into this, but it would really suck if you had John Hamm. John Hamm was the one that talked about it before. And Bill Simmons. Yeah, Bill Simmons as well. Okay. Great idea. Love it. Love the creativity. Imagine prepping for a draft and then just showing up and being told you're not drafting tonight. You're not part of this year.
I would be devastated.
That would be pretty devastating. I recently started listening to Bill Simmons' Rewatchables podcast. It's pretty good. I enjoy it.
How do you feel about Bill Simmons?
I like Bill Simmons. I don't know what it is about him. I just like him. I like his delivery. You kind of got to turn your brain off a lot, I will say, when you're listening. But there's certain people that are like that, and he works for me.
Yeah, like he at the start of my like sports fandom was like the number one guy, and then he like exactly like you said. If you're listening to him, turning your brain off, like I think he'd be great on rewatchables. That makes a lot of sense. But like if you're listening to a football podcast and he's talking about his daughter's flag football team and why teams should call things differently because he called a fourth down blitz for his daughter's flag football team. That stuff I just can't handle.
Yeah, it would be like doing like a watch along, and then your producer comes on screen and just starts talking about their fantasy league and the players that they drafted. That's exactly
honestly
what it would like.
My fantasy league this year has a crazy punishment. It's.
Do you really? Or was that a bad?
Yeah,
joke?
no. Well, that was like half a bit, half serious.
Okay,
because you said
I think people don't care about your fantasy team, but people do really like hearing about a fantasy punishment.
Yeah, like fair. I don't care about who you drafted and whatever, and like here's the one thing that I don't miss about going into the Bet Stamp office on Monday morning was everybody as I walked in the door, everyone telling me one by one, starting with Johnny, their fantasy experience from the week. How they made a great decision to start someone. It won them the week. How someone else, screwed them on a trade. Like every person. It occupied at least half an hour of every Monday morning for me. Can't have that happen again. Can't do it.
Good luck tomorrow. That's all I'll say. But no, my league punishment is you have to play the recorder in Union Station until you make $50 worth of tips.
That's a lot of tips.
I know,
right? For how bad you're going to be at the.
Yeah. Well, you can't do that, dude. You need a permit. You have to pay for a permit.
Then we'll go somewhere. We'll get kicked out of Union Station and then go somewhere else. Like I don't know. Okay, well I'll be on the steps of Union Station.
Put some effort into like doing something that's allowed, legal.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, if you lose the pool, you got to commit an armed robbery. Like, what are we doing here?
Whoa. Okay.
That's actually
Let's not go exaggerating here.
That's a good punishment. That's a good punishment.
Oh man, you think the Lions?
There will be a story like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how Chiefaholics got arrested. No.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened to that guy.
I have no idea. I just made that up.
I don't remember what happened. Man, the Lions offense. Ben Johnson maybe should have took the head coaching job last year if they continue at this rate.
Are you on the Lions here?
Yeah. Yeah. Right now we're okay. I just want a little bit more comfort.
Quickly, underrated week 1 story. Hitman has a chance to sweep the board on his forward progress bets. Minnesota Vikings win. Devontae Adams under reception win. Jonathan Mingo over receiving yards win. David Montgomery needs 56 rushing yards. He needs 10 more rushing yards to win for Hitman.
I'm cheering against it. I want him to go even worse than last year, which now might be mathematically impossible with 3 wins.
It's true. At this point, it's done. He's already got the equivalent amount of wins as last season in week 1. Yeah, Joe Kanish posted some NFL bets today on his Twitter as well, and I think he's going undefeated.
No.
These are things we do not need to happen.
He was close on that round robin parlay though, which would have been very, very cool.
I watch other content networks, and like the guys who do shows together are always cheering each other on. They want each other to like win a bunch of games. Here at the Hammer, it's the exact opposite. I don't want to do worse than Kanish, especially not Hitman.
I also think Kanish is the ringleader of this mentality. There's no one who cheers against the other people more than Kanish.
There's something about pro bettors cheering against other pro bettors. Goff, pick it up. Wow. Look at that athleticism. Wow. That was like Darren Ravel running the 40 right there.
Yeah. He's moving in slow motion.
He should have housed that, though.
I still cannot believe, every single time I come upon that video again of Ravel, not even running the 40, he's running like a 20 or something like that. I cannot believe that that's real. In my mind, I cannot process that a person actually runs like that.
No, it's also exactly how you'd imagine Darren Ravel would run.
It's him to a T. Oh, that's going to be a good play. Jameson's having a big game. Look at this. He doesn't like shuffles his feet. and he ran a 4.04 20.
He beat Xavier Worthy.
4.04 time. Oh my God, man.
He needs to run a 40. I need to see the time on the 40.
Yeah.
Is it going to hit double digits? Because I guess you gain speed on a 40 because the start is the slowest.
Yeah.
He might be slowing down there, though.
His start might be the fastest point for him.
Yeah.
With the strides that he gets, like
he did not lift his knees like above his where your knee regularly rests. He just basically like shuffled down that
he was. Have you guys seen like speed walking?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It looks like he's a speed walker.
But speed walking got to be one of the biggest shams known to mankind. What the?
Absolutely.
There is the rule of speed walking is you always have to have one foot in contact with the ground. They never do. They never do. It's basically just slower running. Speed walking is a joke. I'm sorry. Listen, if you're a professional speed walker, I'm sorry, but it's a joke. It's a joke.
Full start?
Yeah. Rag now.
Yeah, no, speed walking, the rules are much more a vibe. It's like you have to make it look like you're walking.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a good speed walker. Like by the real rules.
Do you practice walking with one foot touching the ground at all times?
I will say, like, occasionally going down the stairs to my basement, the stairs to the coffee machine on the other side of the basement, I'll rip a good speed walk and pretend that no one.
You'd beat Ravel in a 20 speed walking. Absolutely.
I think the Rams just picked off Goff.
I don't know if he
God.
It might not be
I don't know if he caught that, though.
I don't know if he caught it. I'm not certain.
His body language makes it seem like he didn't catch it. If that makes sense. Like
I agree with that. I agree with that. My first thought was he didn't, just purely body language. Oh, it's going to be hard.
And just the angle he was catching it at.
Oh my God, he might have accidentally caught it.
He might have accidentally caught it. I don't think it hits the ground. Like he doesn't have control.
Oh my God, it's like the Tyreek Hill catch that they didn't even know was a catch. It just ended up in his arms.
Yeah. Like
it's hard to tell if that was the ball or his glove on that angle from behind.
It was called an interception, correct?
I don't know how they overturned that, honestly.
I
think,
I don't think there's any way that they could overturn that. I wouldn't. I mean, yeah. Wow.
Potentially they have an angle from behind. Is it confirmed?
I think the people who bet Goff MVP might as well just click the cash out button right now. I mean, it was already. I'm just going to already say it was a terrible bet. That way we can just clip this at the end of the year when he wins. It was a terrible bet already.
Golf MVP, was that like steaming? It was popular.
It was very popular. Imagine like what Jared Goff has to do to win MVP.
Yeah, but I can see the argument. Like if they just put up a mega numbers, no one else really has a standout year. I feel like no one's really had a standout day.
Today, stats wise, Baker Mayfield, man.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield, MVP.
Derek Carr.
all the usual suspects for MVP.
Yeah, you got. I mean, if you're not ripping a Sam Darnold comeback player of the year, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that was that was one of the bets that steamed in my face when that injury happened. Obviously, wasn't as though I was being the smartest man alive, thinking that was a good bet at the time, but
right,
it just was in the bet slip. Kept trying to click it, kept getting worse.
Okay, I got the Colby Parkinson fourth catch there. Not that it's going to matter, but I got it.
Do you have that in SGP?
Yeah,
that was an alt over. No waves line was 3.5.
Yeah, it was an alt over. It was also an alt over. Big third down here. Got to imagine they would at least consider going if they didn't pick it up. Although McVay has been known to be a bit of a coward.
And decision making today has been about as bad as any day I can remember in the NFL.
First down.
Someone keeps saying in the chat he's the type of guy to be in the hotel chair.
McVay?
With his play calling or with his fourth down decisions.
I could see that.
Which call was worse today? The Raiders not going for it or Washington not going for 2? That happened within maybe 3 minutes of each other.
The Raiders one was worse, I think. They're both very bad. I can't fathom either. That's the problem. It's hard for me to say which one is worse when I can't fathom either one. There was the Bengals punted on 4th and 5. I think there was just over 2 minutes left in the game. They never got the ball back. I didn't really get that one either. There was a few bad ones today. Really bad ones. Really bad ones.
You think the decision making would just get better?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's not good. I saw someone tweet how much an NFL organization will do for 5% extra win percentage. Millions and millions of dollars.
Yep.
And then just throws it away.
Another big third down.
Here, you would think they'd have to go for it.
Yeah, they got it anyways, but the Lions D is the Rams have already had the ball for over 31 minutes of the game. The Raiders punt actually did break the surrender index. I saw that tweet. It didn't really know what to do with that. It was that has to be worse. That has to be worse. You can make some argument, some random argument about the 2-point conversion of oh, you don't want to give away points now. I mean, the surrender index here is it's absurd. 99.9 percentile of cowardly.
Of all punts since 1999. How many punts do you think there's been since 1999?
A lot. And think about 1999, they didn't even know anything about it. About going for 4th down, the math behind it.
Field position was all that matters back then.
Yeah,
man, that Cooper Kupp catch was so good. So good.
He's very back.
I think I have to root for a Rams touchdown here.
Is there any chance Cooper Kupp could be in the conversation for comeback player of the year? I know. I guess he came back at the end of last year, but let's see.
Nobody
played
knows
a
what
lot
qualifies.
last year.
Nobody knows what qualifies for that. It's just a made up award. So I would say he can be in the conversation.
It's like if he had the type of season he had 2 years ago, but then also someone else had a crazier season for him to get bumped out of offensive player of the year. Then I guess that would be the only way for him to win comeback. Because maybe you win both offensive player of the year and comeback player of the year. I'm not sure.
Oh, Stafford.
Jordan Whittington looks good. They seem to like him.
Yeah. I want the Rams to score a touchdown here, I think.
For sure.
What's the line you've got? 3?
Line's 3.5.
3.5. So yeah, you definitely a
Or,
touchdown or
or
just
to
a
be
stop.
close enough that they have to go for it on fourth.
Yeah, that's obviously the most ideal
That's the
situation.
best case scenario.
But definitely a touchdown over a field goal for you.
Yes.
But I think at this point they're pretty like. Do you think there's really many scenarios they kick a field goal this drive?
Touchdown.
No, they just get a Cooper Kupp touchdown.
Automatic. It's like this guy's gonna be great this year.
Oh, this is absurd now. 13 catches, 105 yards, and 1 touch. Cooper Kupp has been targeted 18 times tonight.
Oh my god.
18 targets.
He is insane.
He is. He's
is-
fully healthy
he's
now. It's
insane.
nuts, man.
Yeah.
And how bad did Puka's injury look like? He hasn't come back, right?
He's not bad. He's out for the game. And we were told by Dr. Chow that he was dealing with something that would affect him the entire year. So,
Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year, definitely in play.
it is in play. Not only would I say is in play. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it.
I think I have a little bit first 4 weeks leading receiver.
Yeah.
Gotta feel good about that right now.
Oh, that's a banger. That's a banger there.
He's just fully back.
I'm getting the negative messages now in the positive vibes only group. It's not good. You know things are really rough. Change the NFL chat to NFL positive vibe season as the chat title. Within probably 20 minutes of the 1 o'clock slate today, it got very negative very quickly. Very quickly.
How do you deal with people messaging you about your bets and sweating on? That is something I hate more than anything.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person. I don't like the guys that do it all the time. Like, there's a few people that DM me on Twitter all the time whenever they're losing a bet. And I just feel like honestly saying, like, you should stop betting. Like, if it affects your mental health this much, don't bet. Like, they get rattled with a touchdown in the first quarter of a game. Like, oh, like, unbelievable. I knew this team was guard. It's like, you should just stop at that point. That's like a telltale sign. Then there's the worst is the, like, I told you so bet.
Totally agree.
That's the worst type of guy. Like, I told you this was no good. I told you the Panthers stink or whatever. It's like, that's great. Like, I actually personally had a very good day today. But I took the Panthers, and I spoke publicly about the Panthers as well. So that is my day in a nutshell. There's like one guy's tweeting me today at 4 o'clock, and he's like, oh, like, here's a clip of you saying the Panthers are good. I'm like, I won every other. That's not true. I lost the Titans at the end, but I won every other bet I made at 1 o'clock today. The exception of the Panthers and what are you going to do?
It's never ever good enough,
No,
especially if you're putting out content for people where the barrier to DM you is about as low as possible.
Yeah. Can Jared Goff start his MVP run with this drive?
I think he's got a shot, but I think what are his stats looking like today? He's got a pick, 171. And I feel like there's been a lack of passing yards.
Yeah.
A lot of under 200-yard passes today.
Jason, what's the live money line here? I imagine like lines are plus 120 or so. Small underdogs. Plus 106. No. Look at me. I basically found the midpoint there without even it's called me Robbie Oddsmaker.
That was impressive.
Wow. It's a skill.
It really
Rams
is.
taking money. Rams taking maybe a play happened that I didn't see yet.
Yeah, we might just be a bit behind.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty up to speed tonight. Oh, look at that. St. Brown made a catch. I mean, this guy's been non-existent tonight. Non-existent.
which is very unusual for him. I feel like he's Mr. Consistent.
Oh,
Him and Laporta. Both.
They're playing Tampa Bay
And
next
Gibbs
week.
even. Gibbs had the touchdown, but
Tampa Bay lost like a couple corners today. I think McCollum left the game and Josh Hayes. They St. Brown next week. Oh man. Gonna cook.
Prime get back spot. Oh.
Kobe Durant's back in the game.
oh man.
Looks like he was hurt there, though. I think he's fine, though. Never mind.
Big play here. Big play.
Start of Jared Goff's MVP run. This play.
I'm really impressed with the way that the Rams have been able to generate pressure tonight. Very good defensive game plan from the Rams.
Especially good off against a good offensive line and not really supposed to be a good D at all.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Oh my God.
Is that, did he, does he,
No,
He didn't catch
catch it. He didn't
No,
catch it. He's gotta
no, he
make
definitely
it
didn't catch that. Are they
Nope.
going to go here?
oh, they have to.
Still
No,
4 minutes left. But yeah, they should.
35.
I think they should, but I don't
They're
think it's
punting.
well, I
Dan
think
Campbell's the ultimate.
it's Dan Campbell, yeah.
He-
Fake punt.
They have the punt unit out.
Oh wow.
I'd like to see
Yeah, they're on their own 35.
the bot percentages there
I would imagine it says go.
because their defense can't stop anything. Goff sucks, man. I'm just gonna. He's the ultimate like. If can't make plays himself, like if the game plan is not working, it's the ultimate disaster.
He's great if you've got a great team and he can just make plays, but he'll never do anything special.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Alex Smith, Kirk Cousins.
Worse. Well, okay, Kirk Cousins now is off the Achilles, so I don't like Kirk very much this year. But like previous years, I would take Kirk Cousins over Jared Goff without question.
Yeah.
Without question. What are the percentages on that punt?
I have fourth down decision bot loaded up right now. I keep refreshing it. Not out yet, but maybe you guys want to take a swing and guess, and we can see.
I would definitely guess going would be, but I don't think it's going to be like a crazy swing. I think like
Call the difference in
3%
win percentage.
I would say that if you assume like 50% success, probably like 2 or 3%, go for it.
Kirk?
I was going to say right around the same. I was actually going to go a little less, like 1.5%.
A little higher, according to the fourth down, 34. A gain of 4% in win percentage.
And it's 50. Yeah. This, which is surprise. Like Dan Campbell's the guy. He's like the go for it guy.
I feel like Dan Campbell though is a go for it guy more on vibes than on analytics though. So I think he can make decisions where like he'll go for it where the analytics would say you shouldn't go for it,
Right.
and he just won't go for it sometimes, even when he should. Obviously, still much better than pretty much anyone else.
He knows his defense is going to get a stop here. That's his logic right now.
See,
For
McVay,
sure.
McVay does turtle a lot in these situations, though. He gets very conservative with the late game. They basically have whatever they want through the air, like this short passing aerial game. They got what they want.
So do you guys think that they like within let's just say the lines, because I know a lot of NFL teams don't do this kind of analytics stuff. Do you think they consider like tendencies of the other head coach when making their fourth down decision, like you just mentioned there?
I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
Okay.
The decision making so fast that like maybe they have it in the back end, but like
Yeah. Also, might just not even be as impactful, like impactful enough for it to make a difference.
Yeah, I would also guess it's pretty marginal and something that's kind of hard to model.
Yeah.
That was his 14th catch?
Yeah.
Jesus. And 2 rushing attempts.
Yep. It's 1 fantasy point in one of Jason's pools for sure. That 10 yards rushing.
He was about to jump in and tell us
I was
that.
thinking that. I didn't say it though. You said it, not me. It was going through my mind. It was really biting my tongue there.
Oh, that was close.
Are we going to see a late flag? No.
Nothing yet. Okay, 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here.
Talking about turtling. Throw to start this drive.
Yeah,
And that's a big incompletion.
I don't know why they would. I mean,
There's a
Kyron
lot
Williams,
of time.
2.8 yards per rush tonight. Stafford's kind of cooking. He's just they getting the ball out of his hands. Like they have so many offensive line injuries, but I guess it doesn't matter when fucking Cooper Kupp separates in like a second off the line of scrimmage every time. It doesn't make us.
He's just going to do like, oh, there he is.
Oh,
Jordan Whittington.
That's a first.
Yo, he's a player. Oh, that's DeMarcus Robinson. Never mind.
Yeah, DeMarcus Robinson.
Wrong guy. Oops.
I mean, Stafford is ridiculous too.
Yeah.
Like
that was a crazy throw. Also, 300-pound lineman just landed on his ankle the play before.
Yeah.
That was an insane throw.
Well, Collinsworth called it redonkulous right now. It's definitely what the Gen Zs would say. Jason knows that for sure. It's in his vocabulary for sure. Redonk, you would say. You wouldn't say redonkulous. You'd say redonk.
My ears are like sweating. There's steam coming out of my ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Redonkulous. Get out of here. That's
no.
That's no. Very.
I think redonkulous is what like a boomer would think that a Gen Z would say.
That's like 5 out of 5 dooms.
I know some certain Gen Z traits. Definitely the high socks. High socks is a classic Gen Z thing.
What about the Riz though? The Riz is important.
You guys you guys say like when you're talking about something like new, you call it like tea. You know, here's the tea on this.
Tea.
Yeah,
that's been around for years.
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what I know.
I would rate your like term knowledge for millennial / Gen Z's 2 out of 5 booms.
Yeah.
Boom. No Costco guys fans in the chat.
I get the reference. You're a big Rizzler guy?
I'm a big Rizzler guy. I can't mention my fantasy team, but I'm a big Rizzler guy. My fantasy picture is just the Rizzler. That's it.
What's his flag?
It's hilarious.
I'll start. 2nd and 17, baby. Why is the clock still running? Stop the clock, people. Am I the only one who noticed that? Am I
I didn't see it. Where did it run to? I'm not sure if the clock was running.
No, they put the time back on. They put the second back on.
Oh, it ran down 1 second.
It ran down.
But the time didn't go. You're right.
No, yeah.
But every second matters.
2nd and 17. It's a big one. They're going to run the ball. Yep. Tackle him. Ooh, big 3rd and 10 here. Oh, did he go out of bounds? Ooh, big mistake. Big mistake.
Wow. Pretty soft decision to run there as well.
Yeah.
Lot of time. 2 timeouts as well?
Yeah. This is big.
I won't say it until after this play. I was about to jinx you pretty bad.
Wow. No flag? No flag. Fuck. You always got to look for a flag nowadays.
So,
Wow.
Rob, what do you have right now? You have 3.5.
3.5.
So you're rooting for overtime right now.
No, I'm rooting for them to go down.
No,
the field
you're
and
rooting
score
for
a
a win
touchdown.
regulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much
Only a
time-
Gen Z
never
would root for overtime on a -3.5. Come on, man.
I didn't realize how much time was left there. It's 2:21 still. It's a lot more time.
Yeah,
than I thought.
Lions
I thought-
absolutely can win this in regulation.
Yeah. You need a vibe check, Jason. You need a vibe
Brandon
check.
process that he rolled out of bounds there. Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Oop. It's Jeff said it. Today was a long day.
Yeah.
Long
No
week.
cap.
Honestly.
No cap.
No
No
cap.
cap.
No cap.
No cap.
No cap. The Sigmas were out. It was ridiculous. Struggling with the Riz. I'm not good at this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. One guy that I deal with that's much younger than me really aggravates me. This is definitely a Gen Z thing, but instead of like my age group would respond with like KK instead of okay, but he says bet.
That's very Gen Z.
That's very Gen Z. That's very
Holy, does that rattle me?
Yeah.
Bet.
that.
Why
Say
why
lies.
does that rattle you so much?
It just does, man.
Trigger something in your brain, like
There's something deep inside me that just can't handle that.
It's minus EV. One extra letter. Like 1K should do enough. Like
Yeah.
don't
I
get me
like
started on how many
bet.
times. I bet is good. It's good vibes.
I'm gonna do a quick chat GPT here. Okay. To see
What?
the most common things that Gen Z say. All right. Bet is just popped up as
No.
number 2 on the list.
They're listening.
what's number
Okay.
one?
Slay. To do something exceptionally well or impressively.
I think maybe that's not towards my demographic. I think that's more
Yeah.
a lot of I think Gen Z women like that more so than men. I would say.
I've heard a lot of this stuff. Like I obviously lit. I even say lit, honestly. Sus.
Just
I've
trying
heard
to fit
before. You know,
Just trying to fit
sus,
in.
mood, low key,
Sus.
high key.
I like
never
I
like
like
it.
sus.
Yeah.
Rob, I gotta ask you. This is like so Toronto thing to ask, but like, did you ever used to go to Colossus and call it sus or no?
I used to go to Colossus, which is now Cineplex Vaughan, by the way. It's called. I never called it sus. No,
That's what all the kids used to call it. The local
That-
movie theater was called sus.
I swear no one actually went to see movies there, though.
No,
it was just
no,
like
no.
a hangout spot to meet girls.
Yeah.
It was never.
Every town's got something like that for sure.
Yeah. That was definitely a spot. Wonderland in the summers was a big meeting girls spot.
We were big McDonald's Avenue Road.
Yeah, McDonald's is always Pine Valley and 7 McDonald's. Man, I don't even know how much of my net worth I used to spend there when I was late teens because I had no money, but I ate there every night after poker. I'd lose money playing poker and then go to McDonald's. Oh man, I don't. My picks were not sus this week.
They were actually very good. I had a
Yeah.
friend. I was sending you his messages. A friend messaged me. He watched the Pizza Buffet show. He's like, "Good hit on Mingo," and then it's like, "Good hit on this guy, this guy, this guy." You were crushing it this morning.
The picks were not sus today. The picks,
No cap.
No cap.
Very demur. That's not even that old of a saying. Like, there's a video of like Tupac's talking about women being demur. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Demur.
do you ever say that you're being dead ass?
No,
No, I don't think you don't be dead ass. Like it's like
you
I feel
are
like
dead
you're
ass.
like yeah, you are dead ass.
you know, one does not beat dead ass.
Oh man, this ad 15 helmet to helmet
That-
personal foul.
Dead ass. That was a helmet. Dead ass.
Well, I don't know. I'm just yeah.
Is that Laporta? Oh,
That's Laporta.
gross.
24-20. Who says no? Who says no to that final score?
I don't want to put this in the air, but we are in the territory of
Not enough time.
0 seconds on the clock, no extra point.
No, I actually think they have to kick it in regulation. I'm almost certain but I'm not sure
No,
that
but they can
would.
kneel it.
Yeah,
They could just kneel it out.
You're right. You're right.
I think they would if they score with anything more than 10.
You
But
didn't put
it's
it in the
double
air because
zeros.
I thought about this 5 minutes ago. Before the 2-minute warning, I was thinking about all the ways I could possibly lose if the line. I would say that the Lions are more likely to score too early. That would be my guess.
I would agree with that.
Stafford too much time. What are you laughing
But
at?
let's get a score here first.
I know. I can pick 1,000 winners, but people will only remember the Panthers. That is correct, James Thomas. I cannot live that
expect
down.
it to end like that. I was like, in my head, I was reading. I was like, okay, I know where this is going. They just said the Panthers. Like, all right, you could have said.
Yeah. That penalty was not
Skibbity. That's also that's like a kindergarten thing that like I don't know. That it doesn't even make sense to me. Skibbity Riz is what they say. I don't know what it means though.
Jeez. I don't know what's happening to this younger generation. Goff, do something. No, Gibbs, you fell down, you idiot. Although that might have been too early. That might have been too early.
I might have. Yeah. I believe the term you're looking for is these Gen Zers are full of brain rot. Is the term brain rot? They have brain rot quizzes on TikTok where it's like if you pass, you're very brain rot.
Brain rot.
I
don't actually want to know this stuff because
I actually like brain rot. Brain
rot's good. Brain rot's good.
Bet.
Yeah.
That has to be the worst. I'm sorry. You'll never win me over with bet.
Ra, how do you how do you feel about this comment? I don't care how early it is, just score. Agree or disagree?
Well, I don't want them to score now. There's 1 minute left, and the Rams have 3 timeouts. I don't want that in my life. Obviously, we need the score to happen. Can't win the Lions bet unless they score. But it'd be nice to milk some clock.
Yeah.
Bills Chiefs ring a bell to anyone from a few years ago? Anyone ever watch that game?
I feel like this take from Jamil where he said, I don't care how early it is, just score. That's very aura-less. Like lacking in aura.
I got it.
Can someone explain to me why is this play under review? What are they possibly reviewing here?
Out of bounds, maybe? It's obviously out of bounds.
Okay, his forearm's down inbounds. His forearm went down inbounds. Okay, they're going to have to run the clock.
Okay, well, that's honestly probably...
How could they not just radio it? Like, this ref's got to run over to the sideline here. I'm all amped up. My heart's racing. And he's going to go look at his Windows tablet on the sideline. This Microsoft Surface or whatever the hell he's got going on there. It's going to take another... All right, it actually was quicker than I thought. Either way, could they not just tell this guy in his headset, like, why did you have to do this?
It should be so much faster. Like 80% of reviews should be they don't need to look at the tablet. Just eye in the sky. What is that called? A 10-second runoff?
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here right now.
It seems like they didn't say he was in bed. 10-second runoff. Okay, go on. It's a weird rule.
The Lions fans are booing. Like, these guys are so stupid. They don't understand how beneficial this is to them. Like, I don't know what they put in the water in Detroit, but like,
I think we know what water in Detroit.
Well, actually, we did. Well, Flint and Detroit are different.
Michigan,
I don't know how close Michigan water. Not
they all
known
share
for
pipes.
Not known for being the greatest. Johnny definitely wouldn't drink the water there. I'll tell you that.
Kirk, are you a tap water versus? Oh my God. What's everyone doing? Slipping? Are we in Brazil for this game? Slipping on the field. Kirk, are you a tap water versus water bottle kind of guy, or you don't really care?
Like, I do absolutely prefer bottled water. Especially, it depends on the bottle. Like, I take tap water over Dasani, but you get me a 24-pack of Pure Life, nothing better in the world. But I am not trying to completely kill the environment, so I'd say most of the time I'm tap water.
Dasani definitely tastes like copper. What are you doing, Williams? Go forwards, dude. You got 2 timeouts, man. What's wrong with this team? And they're letting the clock go out.
What are you doing? 2 timeouts.
Are they gonna? I don't want to say the S word, but are they going
I think they
to?
just called the timeout.
They're
Yeah,
gonna.
call
So
it
why did they
20
let 7 seconds run off?
I don't know what's going on here. But like Jamison Williams, have some awareness, dude.
No, that's
He
horrible.
could have cut it upfield for a first down.
And he had no chance of going out of bounds, and going out of bounds didn't even really matter.
Exactly. The out of bounds literally is irrelevant at this point. Or at that point, I would say. This is big here, though, because I think your premonition might come into existence here, Kirk.
The 0 second touchdown.
They're going to kick the
that-
extra point. Why would they not kick the extra point? If they go up
No,
23-20, even if time's expired, they're going to try the extra point. No? There's no downside. Even if it gets returned the other way, it doesn't matter.
I think double zeros typically they'll kneel it. But I think it really depends on the team. But
That doesn't.
35.
Goff sucks, man.
Yeah, we're
We're going to
going
Go to
overtime.
OT.
we're going
Maybe.
to OT.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
3
yeah.
timeouts. But
Shouldn't have said that, but
does McVay?
Now I'm praying for a coin. Now I got to pray that the Lions win the coin toss in OT.
Well, the nice thing about 3.5 is field goal touchdown.
Yeah.
You've got some outs.
No,
You're not-
but no extra point in OT.
Oh, you're right. You're
OT
totally
is
right.
done.
Yeah, so you're praying for you lose the coin toss, you're dead. Pretty much.
Yeah. You think they're going to let Stafford sling this? 3
I would
timeouts?
guess no.
I would guess
but-
McVay doesn't either.
He absolutely should. But my guess is no.
I mean, it's not that inconceivable to get into field goal because Lions should make them return this very clearly.
Yeah. Take some time off the clock.
Right.
But yeah, you got it at the 30. 3 timeouts. Obviously, they should go.
Yeah.
How much time? 17?
Yeah. Tough beat for Bung Magoo here. Sorry, Bung. It's minus 16.5 is officially dead. Officially dead.
That's a bad beat.
Oh, who had plus 7 overtime?
That is a
Joe-
slay.
Show yourself. I didn't see that. I have. Oh my God, they kicked it through the end zone. No, they dropped. Yeah. You gotta let him throw this from the
Absolutely,
30.
they should.
The way that these kickers can kick nowadays, I
with
see
how
Jason's hesitation right now.
with how Cooper Kupp catches balls and creates separation, they can get 3 plays in of like 10 yards with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
Each 10 yards each.
Joshua.
It would be crazy to not go for it, but it wouldn't shock me if they ran it here.
McVay just cuck
Yeah.
chair.
This. No, they're. What are they lining up?
Oh, that was a quick snap.
Oh my God! Pick it off,
Cooper Kupp, wake up!
Actually, that would have been probably bad. Would have given the Lions a chance to win in regulation. Oh man, I don't even know what I'm cheering for. Right?
Oh
he's
my
hurt.
God.
Hurt himself dropping an interception.
No, that's one of those things where you're embarrassed and you just pretend like you're hurt.
Yeah.
Now, absolutely, they just run this or kneel it.
Yeah, I did that in the old Betstamp flag football game when I got burned deep by Liam. I went down and I pretended that my knee was
Pulled your hamstring. Yeah.
It was bothering me. I'll be honest. Going into the play didn't affect me on the play, but I really made a meal of it.
Was it your last play of the game, or you kept going?
It was. I walked off. Yeah. Can't come back after that. Once
He burned you that bad.
He's much faster. Like he's very fast.
He's
Very
tall and
fast.
athletic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would pin him as someone who's
I didn't peg him for the speed that he has. Let's just put it that way.
You had the wrong scouting report.
Yeah, I'm like fairly fast. Like I ran track when I was younger. I'm older now, but like I generally can keep up. But I did not peg him for that speed.
He seems like he's fine.
Yeah, it's just hurt, bruised ego.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you know.
They run here, don't they?
I would guess that.
Yeah.
This game's gonna give me cold.
I feel like I have brain fog from this game.
We were gonna get like an early end too to Sunday Night Football.
No.
So tired.
No more.
I mean, yeah. I feel like Friday was like too much.
Yeah, doing the Friday
pushed us.
stream. Who recommended
Yeah.
that one?
Shot myself in the foot with that one.
I mean,
I hope
there's still
everyone had
That was
fun.
a wild game.
It was a good game, yeah.
Oh, he's gonna get sacked. Yeah, he looked like he was about to fumble there.
All right, coin
And
toss
so-
time.
So, need the Lions to win the toss.
Yeah. If they don't, you're pretty much like a breakaway touchdown or a pick six.
Yeah, I mean Stafford is as much as I love Stafford, he is a pick six guy. Stafford been known, and he got away with a couple dangerous outs today already. So you never know.
And one of the Lions could, like Gibbs could break one out.
Yeah. Oh man, a lot of funny people in the chat tonight. Lots of jokes. Did you end up ordering food tonight, Jason?
No, I walked. So plus EV move of the week. I'm gonna come.
No, you
every
don't get
show
to
with
give out
this.
plus EV moves of the week.
Okay,
That still goes on.
I'm using
You've
the
already
show
given
as
out
my-
like 2 this week, by the way. You can't.
and they were all great and chat loved them. No, I go for I'm implementing a mandatory halftime walk for the 4:00 games. So because I need to go outside and touch grass at some point. So I walked and got some food instead of Uber Eats it.
You should try speed walking. I heard it's great.
I will. I'll do my best. Maybe I'll do a bet segment for that as well. Speed walking bets. Don't know if I have the facilities for it though, but we'll figure it out.
Very important
Speed
moment in my
walking
life.
bets, I
Right
like
here.
that.
Headphones being removed for 1 second.
You're good. I'll keep things up to.
Yeah, let's go Lions. He called heads. Stafford called heads. What an idiot!
He doesn't know tails never fails.
Come on, man. Everyone knows tails never fails. Everyone knows.
That's bad pregame scouting by the Rams.
Gotta know, man. Lines moved to
Inexcusable.
What is the live line on money line now? Just out of curiosity, like how much of the coin toss affects it? Minus 194. All because of the toss of a coin. Gotta love sports, man. Gotta love Roger League.
Roger Bowles. What rate this Sunday slate? It was week 1, so I feel like it's going to be skewed. But like, if you had to rate this Sunday slate so far, what do you feel? What number would you give it? Chat, you can chime in.
Out of 10?
Out of 10, yeah. Well, I mean, what else do we rate things on? That's just anything else is crazy.
Fair point.
I suffered like a lot of pain. So that means it was a good 1 o'clock slate because I was envisioning all the ways that the bets could lose. And the Titans did it. The Jags almost did it. The late game sucked though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with the chat here. 4 out of 10.
4 to 6, yeah. Levi
Yeah,
with the right answer.
The problem with all these primetime games is 8 of the best teams in the league all played night games this week, including a Friday game. So then the 4:00ers, you have Chargers Raiders leading the way.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Brady? I don't know if we've already talked about that.
Horrible. We talked about it. Horrible. Milk toast. My friend said he's a white booger. Like that's basically his comp. Yeah, that's what his comp.
White bugger. No, he when you can't see his face, his voice is weird when he talks.
when
Yeah.
you see his face is also weird now. He doesn't look like Tom Brady
True.
anymore. This
That
is
is
my
true.
problem.
You're
It's
obsessed with this.
I don't know why. There's certain things that bother me. If I send you a message and you respond with bet, that really bothers me. When my wife comes home and she tells me that she's got some tea and I have no idea what the hell she's talking about, that bothers me. And when I see Tom Brady's face, it really bothers me.
Yeah. Bet. Okay, bet I can kind of see. T. I feel like T makes sense. I don't know why.
Yeah. She said this is the true story, not making this up. She asked me once if I wanted some tea. I actually thought she was asking me. I had no idea. And she just started telling, I'm like, are you
Do
making
you
this
drink tea?
Are you making this tea or what? Very rarely, but I will occasionally if she's gonna have one.
If she's offering it.
Yeah. Yeah. We need a Lions Tutter. A Lions Tutter.
That we do. Predictions?
Field goal, touchdown
No, don't say that.
for maximum pain. But also you get there, so it's okay.
First play, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
House.
5-yard crosser, houses it.
Okay.
I like J-Mo gets another.
JMO?
Okay.
Cooper Kupp, I just noticed as I was looking at the box scores at 21 targets.
Holy shit. Holy shit. We're back to the old Cooper Cup.
Oh,
Feel bad for Puka.
oh,
Who is that? Who is that?
Raymond? Khalif Raymond?
Khalif Raymond.
Wow.
Has he been
Forgot
on
that
the
guy
field-
existed.
on the field? Yeah, has he been on the field at all today?
It's his first play of the game, came in overtime. He is like technically their third receiver, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I was gonna say I think he is our third receiver, but like a very fake third receiver.
It seems like they're rolling out Brock Wright more than him. I have no idea though. We got to look into this live snap count thing, Rob. It's mandatory.
Does anywhere have that?
Go, Montgomery, go. Okay, here we go.
Hitman, best bet.
Hitman, best
4-0, sweet.
Wow. 4-0 for Hitman.
What a way to cash it too.
It will only take three more weeks of exactly 4-0 for him to move in the positive lifetime on Forward Progress.
We literally gave him another show so that he could redeem himself on his best bets.
I honestly I say this in all sincerity. It was a good running like joke last year, but there's people that think he's like a terrible bettor, and I actually feel bad because he's actually a very, very good bettor. But like the comments are like, "Who is this guy? Can't wait to fade him." Like he's actually very good.
Oh my God, Montgomery! Holy shit!
Montgomery is.
Why do they ever run with Gibbs? No offense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's like a crazy take.
Oh my God, what a good run,
dude!
Yeah. Let's just get this into the end zone. Call it a night. Cash those bets. That's all we're looking for here.
That's a quality run right there.
Yeah.
Did I hit my? I might have hit. If we got a Lions win here, I think we hit our first Forward Progress SGP.
You're gonna get a hit?
I think so.
You gave out a SGP?
I'm trying to remember what my last leg was on the Montgomery. I gave out Montgomery over rushing yards. No, you know what? I need a Montgomery touchdown.
Yeah. Well, it could happen.
Ooh.
And if it does, we'll just sign off real quickly before you get to celebrate.
Okay.
Red zone.
Walk up Montgomery touchdown.
Well, he's not in the game anymore. Apparently, he's the guy between the 20s now, and Gibbs is the guy in the.
Yeah, what happened to that? It used to be the opposite.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, they're really trying to mess up the Rams with this usage.
Yeah, the classic mess up the other team with usage, but just you're worse off as a result of it. Classic.
It really looked like Gibbs was going to pick up more yards than that on that carry. Did it not look like he had a big hole there? I don't know.
Montgomery would have gotten more yards for sure. Then
I think so. Get Gibbs off the field.
Levi TV is telling me I'm I'm capping. I don't know about this.
Oh, Montgomery 2 TDs. It's
I'm
cooked.
pretty sure it was. No, it was an anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
Jared Goff under 1.5 passing TDs. Detroit Lions money line.
Oh, Montgomery. Oh, as Feinberg would say, what a pig. What a pig, Montgomery.
They're marking him short though, which is kind of
yeah.
If that line judge was running to where they were going to mark it.
You think
definitely looked like he.
You think we could get a Lions walk-off Jared Goff quarterback sneak? For
I'll take that over the SGP easy. I'll take that over the SGP easy.
3rd and 1. You got this O-line. Got to be able to pick up 1 yard. And Montgomery did.
Oh my God, there's like 4 yards.
At the 1, to the 1. Jared Goff, come on, baby. We're in Goff territory. Goff naked bootleg.
Do they sneak though? Like, are the Lions a sneak team?
No, they aren't. They aren't.
My
they aren't. I think if Goff's going to get in the end zone, it would be on a bootleg.
What a happy way this would be to end for the SGP to hit.
We have
Lions
2 outs
spread.
right now. We cannot see
outs.
any. We have 2 outs. We have 2
Get
outs.
Gibbs off the field. No more Gibbs. Who's that in the backfield?
Montgomery.
Yeah, it's Montgomery. Timeout Rams.
No, that's the worst case scenario.
No, I'd be shocked if they ran out Gibbs. I think you're okay.
Come on. Imagine Gibbs. I'm expecting like the craziest thing to happen.
Well, what's the significance of a Goff rushing touchdown? Was that given away?
Yeah, we played anytime touchdown and we used a token to boost it to like 21-1.
That would be electric.
Yeah. Oh man, is that Craig Reynolds in at running back?
It's Montgomery's right on screen. Why would you say something? That's so mean. That's so mean. What?
Come on, one time.
Are we
Most important player of the game? Craig Reynolds.
I'm feeling Montgomery. Let's go, Montgomery.
And he's in.
Cash it. Oh yes.
Plus 650 cash. We take it.
What a good way to end the night.
Positive vibe season, baby.
Love it.
Positive vibe season. Oh man, that was amazing. It's good to win.
That was sick game.
What are you doing tomorrow, Kirk? It's very
probably
random.
Probably grinding WNBA, some NFL, maybe a little NBA.
If you're around at noon, swing by the headquarters tomorrow.
What's happening at noon?
We're cooking up some new content tomorrow. Might be right up your alley. That's all I'll say. We're cooking.
I can't know anymore.
Lab. We're a bunch of chemists. We're mixing a bunch of stuff. Cooking it up. Like the Gen Zs would say. Cooking it up in the lab. I'll tell you more off air. It's okay. I just can't reveal it on air. And I asked you on air for God knows what reason. But anyways.
Yeah, message me off. I should be able to come for 12.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, appreciate you joining.
Absolutely. I'm glad that was a fun ending.
Good luck with the WNBA. I know you got to win some NFL money back.
Yeah, got to make some back. All right. Good night.
Kirk Evans, everyone. Wow, that was pretty fun. I do need to go for the Sunday night walk. I'll tell you that. I need to unwind a little bit. By the way, Drunken Goon, Mbappe out for France. Grab the over 2.5 minus 108. You're damn right I'm going to do that right now. If it loses, I'll have someone to blame too. I love picks from other people. We got some more content here on Forward Progress tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern time. Debut of a new show. Eric Pauly is hosting Suma, Cleve TA, Judah Fort Gang. Full reaction to this week and early thoughts on next week's games as well. So I know you heard from me and Clive tonight, but tune in 3 p.m. Eastern time live tomorrow. Get the thoughts for this upcoming week. I'm back next for Best Bets. on Wednesday. Actually, no, I'm back tomorrow night. What the hell am I talking about? Monday Night Football, Jets and 49ers. I actually have a play on the game. I'm sweating 49ers first half tomorrow night as well. So tune in for that. For myself, for Jeff Feinberg, Kirk Evans, Clive Bixby, my producer, Jason Cooper, keeping things going, and for Fanduel, proud sponsor here of Forward Progress. This has been another Sunday Night Football live watch along. Smash that like button, subscribe on the way out the door. I'll see everyone back here tomorrow night. Peace out.